What is going on, everybody, and welcome back to the Hangout spot where you already know it's Real Talk Boxing Talk live from my man cave. It's your boy Johnny, and I am your host for another edition of the Hangout spot live. This time, the Wednesday night edition. Let's get ready to rumble! And I just want to thank everybody for rocking out, man, and more importantly, man, for you guys that rocked out on the live show last night, man. I appreciate the love and support, man. We went 3.5 hours, bro. We were working overtime last night, man. Shout out to all of y'all in the chat that were cooking, bro. The calls were cooking. We were talking it up, man. We were talking about this whole Tio and Devin thing falling apart, man. We were getting everybody's opinion on the matter. And man, it was one of those shows that did not want to end. So I just want to thank everybody for rocking out way past midnight, bro. Shout out to y'all, man. But more importantly, shout out to y'all that have been rocking out with me the last couple of weeks, man. We've been cooking here. We've been working overtime here at the Hangout spot, man. If you guys haven't seen any of the interviews that we did last week, make sure you check them out, man. We had WBA, newly crowned WBA bantamweight champion in the building, Antonio Vargas. He was in the building last week. We also had super flyweight contender, title contender, Scrappy Ramirez. He was in the building. And we mixed it up, man. We showed the women some love, man. We had flyweight prospect Amanda Sendejo. She was in the building as well. She's going to be fighting this weekend in San Antonio, Texas, her second pro fight. And let's not forget, man, Sunday, we were boots to ground. We took the Hangout spot on the road, bro. We were in Atlanta. And we spent the day with the WBO welterweight champion, Brian Norman Jr., And it was dope, man. I mean, Brian Norman Jr. was there. We had, obviously, Brian Norman Sr., light heavyweight prospect Najee Lopez, undefeated light heavyweight prospect Najee Lopez was in the building, as well as Coach Cam Walker, King Cam Kamarie's father, Marcus Walker. He was in the building as well. We had an absolute blast. We did a live show from the gym. So I just want to thank everybody for rocking out, man. That show was banging as well. Tonight, it's no different, man. We got another banger in store for you tonight. We got Lil Bro. Lil Bro is back in the building, man. He's going to be fighting this Saturday, his fourth pro fight. 16-year-old David King Garcia. He's in the building along with former lightweight champion Mickey Bey, the Time Machine. They are both going to be in the building. Let's give them a shout out. But before we get them in, you know the deal, man. There's ground rules here at the Hangout spot. If you're watching this live on YouTube, make sure you smash that like button, man. It's free. And it will help me get this channel out into the algorithm of other boxing fans so they know we rock out weeknights, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You know how we do it up here with the interviews, live shows, call-ins. We're also doing weekend shows as well. So make sure if you're watching this live on Facebook, throw us a like. More importantly, come on over to YouTube. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, make sure you do that. More importantly, call a friend and tell that friend to tell a friend to subscribe to the Hangout spot. Right now, we're a small train, but we're trying to turn this into a locomotive. If we're going to do that, we're going to need more passengers on this train. And last but not least, you guys know the deal, man. You guys know the deal. I want you guys to cook it up in the chat. But if you have questions for our guests, again, the best way to make sure that those questions are asked is to super chat them. Those come up as a starred message. There's going to be a lot of chat activity. So for me to be able to decipher, which ones are the comments and which one are the questions, just too hard for me to do. So super chat is the way to go. And it also provides your boy with a little bit of a donation. Every penny counts. Cash App is below if you want to make that donation as well. But without further ado, like I said, man, both these gentlemen fight this weekend in Newton, Pennsylvania. And I want to bring them both in to kind of give me their take on how training has gone, but more importantly, the relationship between both of them, because Lil Bro is the protege of former world champion Mickey Bey. So without further ado, I want to bring in King David Garcia, Little Bro, whose family, and the former champ, Mickey Bey, the Time Machine. What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to the Hangout spot, man.
Yes, sir.
Thanks for having me, y'all. Thanks for having us.
Nah, man, this is an absolute honor, man. I've had King on the show a couple of times along with Pops, and we spoke a lot at length in that last interview about your relationship with him. But this Saturday night, it's going down Newton, Pennsylvania. You got the show that's entitled The Future Is Now Series 2. And I believe that is going to be streaming on the Millions app, correct?
Yeah.
Millions.com.
Millions.com app. That's what's up. But this fight card was supposed to go down in March, right?
Yeah. No. March 8th already happened, so this one's a new one.
Oh, okay. Got it. Right. I got you. But so yeah, here we are, man. So tell me, man, how does it feel to be fighting on the same card? I'm gonna open it up first from a former champ, Mickey Bey. How does it feel to be fighting on this card with your protege, man?
Man, it's good. I was just saying it earlier, like, man, it's probably the last time. If you know, I won't be fighting long. I'm kind of just getting my last, seeing, if I could accomplish something big before I get out, a handful of fights. But this might be our last one together. So it's special because, I've been with him a few years. We've been working, and even us working together, we trained today in the gym together. Us just putting our energy together is just good, man. And it's good working with him because I just know him so well. I can feel him. I can feel his energy, so I can feel. It's almost like I could morph into him and say, "All right, that's enough," or just turn it up, just turn it down. Because I don't work with a lot of fighters, so I can have those kind of relationships. But me and King and his family just real close, so it's just easy for me to work with him because he got a long, long future ahead of him. Like I say, I'm just putting these last little feathers in my cap, and then when I'm finished, when it's over for me. Like I say, it's the end, and I'm gonna make sure I do what I can and make as much money as I can, so I could be set and just concentrate on King. So I don't got to backtrack. I'm just making sure that life and everything is situated, and it's gonna be real. It's real fun right now working with him, but I know when I'm finished, this is something that's a long project, because King is so young. I mean, I'm sure he got at least anywhere from 15 to 20 years in him. So, it's a long road ahead, but he's already advanced for his age. So I'm sure, we probably can get to a title easily in the next year or two.
That's a good point, man, that you said, man. Buckle up because it's gonna be a long ride, bro. The future is extremely bright.
100%. Yeah, that's all. I'm like, let me get mine in. Let me strap. Let me make sure I got everything intact, man. And so I could do this at a high level because when it come to King, I got high hopes and me and his dad were just talking. Just we just when we get together, man, this is magic. That's all I could say.
For sure. But tell me a little bit about how this relationship marinated, man. Like, how did you guys hook up? How long do you know King?
Man, we knew each other now about 4 or 5 years.
Around there, yeah.
Yeah, somewhere around 4 or 5 years. I think I met him through Edgar, maybe.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I met him through Edgar and just kind of been working with him. They'd come to Vegas sometime. I go to Phoenix sometime, and we just jailed, man. And the family, they gave the trust in me to work with him to, enhance his skills, and we just kind of jailed outside of the ring. So that made it easy because you got to have good chemistry. And that's what makes the situation just so easy. So now I didn't already been with him for some years. So as we go along and the time keep progressing, it's just going to get better and better and better. Hey, we looking at one of the next pound for pound champions in the future.
No doubt. I'm here with Mickey Bey. He's in the building. Also, David King Garcia is in the building as well. So going back, so you said about 4 or 5 years, which makes King about what, 11, 12 years old?
Yeah,
more or less.
man.
He's
Young.
16
Hey,
now.
he didn't grow taller than me now. Then he was like at chest level. Yeah, now he done shot up over me. So yeah, man. Time didn't win, man, but he been improving almost every month. So
So tell me, at 11, 12 years old when you met him, what was that one trait that stood out that you saw in him back then?
He was a fast learner and a good listener. Yeah, those two things. Once you can adapt to the teachings and pick up on it, and then he already real level headed, so that make it easy for me. And it's just like once I got those things, it's a wrap for the competition. Once I get, because King got all of the talent. His dad did a good job already giving him the tools that he need, and that just make it easier for me. But by him just being a student and picking up on stuff fast, that just make my job easier. Because when I teach him something, he can do it right away, and he remember, and he is super good listener.
So King, how excited are you? Like I said, at a young age, man. I mean, you're meeting, former world champions. You've been around champions basically almost your entire life, obviously, with Swift Garcia. Shout out to Danny Swift Garcia as well. But how special do you see that relationship, man? And how has it marinated throughout the last 4 years till today?
But like I said, it definitely helped a lot, with the relationship with me and Mick, because we just need that extra tool, and especially for the program too. And Mick's been working with the best, Shakur, Devin, all them. And so I feel like, it fits my style. And then just working over the years, chemistry is crazy. Um yeah.
Champ. So is there anything that you see in King that you kind of saw in yourself at a young age?
Yup, the discipline, the focus, the all around talent, and what he'll have better, I'm sure, is the business part. He won't have no laws in that. Like, that slowed me down many years in my career, not having the right management at certain times. But I think that I know that he's gonna be one of the biggest superstars in the sport, and our job is to just keep getting better and better. But he make it easy for me because he just focused, disciplined. He don't got no bad habits out the ring, and I know that ain't gonna never happen. Of course, he's gonna get older, and it's gonna be times that where now he's still a kid, but he gonna get older. He gonna have his own little family life or whatever. But he'll know how to handle it because he come from a good family and he see how to handle it. But as far as us working though, man, it's gonna be in the coming years, man. It's just gonna be something to see. Like it's gonna be something crazy to see.
I'm excited, man. I'm excited, man. So and you're right, because we spoke about that in the last time I had King on. We said that at his age, he's very, very lucky to have good people around him, because the business of boxing can be very, very ugly. And the more better people you put around you, the better off you're going to be. That way he can concentrate on getting better and honing his craft, not so much the whole outside business aspect. So it's dope, that he's got you, Danny, and other fighters, Edgar, people that obviously he's has been a part of his whole development in his life. Obviously, Pops, again, shout out to Pops for doing a great job with King so far, and I anticipate nothing but greatness going forward. But is there any one fighter, Champ, that kind of King reminds you of stylistically?
Yeah, it's kind of a cross because now he's still picking up. So you gotta think most people still amateur for 3-4 more years at his age. So yeah, but I see like a cross of maybe Bam, Terrence, and Shakur kind of mixed.
I
Yeah,
like
because
that.
he could use his distance, he got angles, and he got the killer instinct too. So I see kind of them three. Off the top of my head, I could see them three kind of mixed.
That's dope. I love that. I love that, man. But let's talk a little bit before we get to King. I want to talk a little bit and kind of get into the mind of your career, because you've had a fascinating career, 20 years, 20 years in the sport,
And
obviously.
blessed to still even be around, to still
Does
have the
does
tools.
it,
But like I say, I got to get mine in, man. It's the future, But working with him kind of fueled me, and I kind of fuel him because I got the experience and knowledge. But he give me the youth. So when we work out together, I steal his youth, and he steal my brain. He steal the knowledge, and I can give him. I done been through everything, so I can give it to him. Like I didn't kind of. I done been through it so many years. I've been boxing almost 2 times that he been born. Like literally, so that kind of give it like an advantage. But when we work together, he picked me up and I could pick him up. But no, like I say, I'm smart and I know I'm blessed to still have these tools. But it's a matter of time. I just want to pull it. Squeeze all the lemon juice out and get all I can, and then hang it up and I can be. Even though while I'm active, of course I'm not fighting as much as King, but like I say, everything I'm doing is just a life plan, and working with him is a part of that because we didn't already started doing what we doing, and I could just see the future and what I can do with him. I just see ahead, kind of like Senior, my teacher, Floyd Mayweather Senior, when he had his son, he had Junior, and then he worked with De La Hoya, many more champions, including myself. But I just see a lot of upside in him to where it's no limit to what he can do.
You kind of answered my question, because that was going to be my question. Like 20 years in the game, you've accomplished. I mean, you've been in the ring with big names. You won a world title. And I was going to ask you what continues to motivate you to fight. And it kind of seems like he does, in a sense, right?
Yeah, he does. And I had so many breaks and, I had so many management problems that I didn't get to get all the accolades I could have got with my skill level. But, I still got the skills to do what a Bernard or George Foreman, Duran, and the old fighters did, which is winning the title late, getting a few more big fights and hanging it up. Because I'm smart. I know to go up. I'm going to go out on top. I ain't going to let the game finish me, so a handful of good fights, I'll be cool and call it a day. But I do want to be impressive and just shock people and still be one of the best fighters in the game to this day. I know I can do it, but like I say, just having a life goal. You got to have a life after boxing too. So as far as King, that's, me training him and working with him is like in so many words, that's like my day job pretty much, is getting him together.
What inspired
you? I'm glad I got his dad to help, because I'm able to take time out. We work together well, so his father keep him sharp, and I'm able to take time off. If I do have to fight like this, we on the same card. It helped me out a lot too. So we kind of just helping each other, because we got a long-term plan.
That's what's up. It seems like a good working relationship. But what inspired you to be a fighter?
I think it was in my blood. My grandfather fought. I tried every sport, but I like boxing. But I was always a good street fighter. I was undefeated. I probably had 300-400 street fights and came out victorious in every last one of them.
Why? Were you like a troublemaker?
No. It was, the thing is, people they like, that's him. They hear about me, but when they look like, man, he don't look like what I'm hearing. So they had tried me.
Okay.
But even though I had the respect, where I'm from in Cleveland, it ain't really much money or much going on. So it was like, almost, if I take his name, I can get the reputation. So let me try to if I can beat this cat, I can get the name around the city or the neighborhood. But unfortunately, it never happened, because I won them all. But, but boxing, my grandfather fought. He grew up with Don King. We from the same neighborhood as Don, and even Al Heyman. We all three of us from Cleveland, Ohio, from the same neighborhood. So I think it was just in my blood, and I picked it up, and I learned fast, and I was able to make a living out of it. So now let me see how I could end this off, man. I could do a George Foreman type thing, where I had a lot of years off, come back and finish on top. So Bernard Hopkins, George Foreman, and Pacquiao and all of them, they inspired me to do this and to finish it off right.
I love it. I'm here with former IBF lightweight champion Mickey Bey, the Time Machine.
I gotta go right now, man. I'm glad we got my questions in, so King can get a but I gotta go.
I appreciate the time, man, and good luck Saturday, champ. Hopefully I could get you back on, man.
Oh yeah, no, we'll get back on for sure after the fight.
All right,
let's get back on after the fight.
You got it, man. Again, that was the Time Machine, Mickey Bey. One of the questions I was going to ask him was why he calls himself the Time Machine. Do you know that, King? Why he calls himself the Time Machine?
I don't, but as you could tell,
I'm gonna give you homework. You gotta find that out. You gotta text me.
Nah, yeah, for sure, I got you. But the reason why I think is because at his age, still fighting at a high level still too. I think that's why he calls himself the Time Machine.
I love it, man.
Get back young again.
I hear you, man. And again, man, I love the conversation because, and I love the fact that you guys were side by side while I was asking these questions. I wanted to kind of incorporate some more between the both of you. Obviously, it was press of time, but you family, so we'll get them back up in here. At some point, we'll get you guys back up in here. Again, for those of you guys that are just tuning in, I just had the Time Machine, former IBF lightweight champion Mickey Bey. He was in the building, and now I am here with future champion, 3-0, 2 knockouts, David King Garcia, who is fighting, making his U.S. debut this Saturday on a Danny Swift Promotions card taking place in Newton, Pennsylvania. And the card is headlined by Mickey Bey, who's going to be facing a tough guy, Oscar Escandón, who's been in there with some big names, man. I was going to ask him a little bit about that fight, but I'll be tuned in. This card is called The Future Is Now Series 2, and I'm assuming a lot of that has to do with you. So tell me, champ, how's training camp gone so far, and how excited are you to be making this U.S. Pro debut, bro?
Training camp's been good. Weight cut's been good. So overall, great training camp. And now I'm excited. I'm ready to show what I got and put on a show. I'm ready.
That's what's up, man. I'm here with David King Garcia. Like I said, if you guys have not smashed that like button, make sure you do that. Help us get this channel out into the algorithm of other boxing fans. They got to know what we do here at the Hangout Spot. Weeknights, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Subscribe to the channel and keep the chat cooking. If you guys have any questions for David King Garcia, the chat is cooking right now. The best way for me to be able to make sure that I get those answers is via Super Chat, because they come up as starred messages. But keep the conversation in the chat going. So yeah, man. So talk to me a little bit about your opponent, bro. I mean, you're 16 years old, and I don't think people realize how difficult it is for a 16-year-old to fight a grown man. I mean, this guy you're fighting is 31 years old. Just to put things in perspective, man. What have you seen? His name is Marcelino Rangel. He only has 2 pro fights, but again, this dude is a grown man. But I know you've been in there with grown men, and I've heard about the grown man power at 16, which hasn't even been fully developed. So if you cracking at 16, I can only imagine what you're doing at 23, 24, 25. That's for another day. But what have you seen about this guy, man? Have you studied him? What can you tell us about your opponent?
Yeah, I studied him a little bit just because, he only got 2 fights. So there was not much on him. But no, I just saw, like a quick little round. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to get him out of there real quick. So that's the plan. But I ain't going to look for it. But, that's the plan. And so I just feel like, just been prepared. Like I said, training camp's been amazing. So I just feel like I'm ready.
That's dope. That's dope. One thing I wanted to show our viewers here, just to kind of put things in perspective here. I'm gonna share my screen real quick. Because I saw this the other day. I think you sent it to me, and I thought this shit was amazing. I really did. Hold on. Make sure y'all smash that like button if y'all have not done so. Do that now. This was off your IG, bro.
Yup.
How old were you here?
Like 10, 11, 12.
So for the viewers, man, this is King Garcia at 10 years old. I want to see if you guys recognize the voice.
Shoot. I think it was when I met Danny.
Garcia?
Danny Garcia, yeah.
So your name is inspired by Danny because I see your dad's shirt.
Yeah, YSG. Young Swift Garcia. Yes, sir.
Swift Promotions, baby. Let's get it. That's crazy.
So hold on a second. Damn, I didn't see. I wanted to hear the beginning of that. Hold on. Let me go back to that. I want to hear the beginning of that. Hold on. I'm still getting used to this screen sharing shit, so bear with me, y'all.
Damn,
I missed it again.
shoot. I think it was when I met Danny.
Garcia?
Danny Garcia, yeah.
So your name is inspired by Danny because I see your dad's shirt.
Yeah, YSG. Young Swift Garcia. Yes.
YSG, Young Swift Garcia, bro. That was dope. In your chat, do y'all recognize the voice in the chat? Y'all recognize the voice, man. You got 10 years old sitting with the great Nesta Gibbs from the Boxing Voice. Where was this at?
In Vegas. Las Vegas, yeah.
Wow, wow. So how did that feel, man?
Like at first, like when I was there, like real nervous, real nervous. As you could tell on the video, I was real nervous. You know, really, was real shy.
I thought you handled them well. Shout out to Manuel LG. He said the deal. Next interview them all, big, little, or small, young or old, prospect or champions, and obviously Ness is like a mentor to me, so I carry out that same philosophy, man. We interview them all, and you never know, right? At whatever age, you're gonna interview, a future superstar in the sport, man. Who would have ever known? Like 5 years later, 6 years later, I mean, this young man is fighting his fourth pro fight, signed with a major promotion company. I mean, it's crazy, man. Shout out to you, King. That was absolutely dope, man. You
Shout out
got to
to
tell him now to get you now, 5 years, 6 years later.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh,
I think we did one. I think we did one last year though. Me and Ness.
but it was remote, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're talking about like in the studio? Yeah.
Hell yeah. I'm talking about when you come to Florida too. You come over here, bro. We get you live at the Hangout spot, bro.
Hell yeah, that's a bet.
For sure. We definitely gonna make that happen. I thought that was dope. But does Danny know about your attire for fight
What
night?
happened?
Does Danny know about your attire for fight night?
Nah.
All right, so I'm not gonna say nothing. I won't say that. Yeah, Vegas said that's when Ness had a studio. Okay, yeah.
Damn.
That's when he had a studio. Okay, that's what's up, man. So yeah, Saturday pro debut, US pro debut. Obviously going for your fourth win against a 31-year-old opponent, which to me sounds really, really weird. But you talking about you gonna stop him, bro? I can't wait to see that, man. I'm rocking with you, bro. I'm pulling for that, man. You gotta finish this dude in spectacular fashion, bro.
No, for sure. Got to put on a show in front of my idol.
How many people, how many friends and family members do you plan on having at this fight?
So of course my mom, my brothers, and then hopefully around like maybe 2015, coming to Philadelphia. So I really appreciate them coming out here.
Making the trip from where? From Arizona?
From AZ, yep.
From AZ. Okay. So for those of you guys that are just tuning in, David King Garcia is from AZ. He is from AZ. So he got about he said about 15, 20 family members coming in, which is going to be absolutely dope. So walk me through this week. You got a little bit of feedback coming in. I think breaking up a little bit. Do you got any headphones or anything like that? Earpods?
Dad, yo, do you have those headphones?
Any earpods or something so we don't get that kickback?
Messing up.
We're here with David King Garcia, y'all. 3-2 knockouts. US Pro debut is Saturday, fight number 4 on a Swift Promotion card. It's going to be taking place in Newton, PA, and it's going to be streaming on the Millions.com app. And I believe this is this like a pay-per-view or something like that? What is that, like a $20 charge?
Yeah, it's pay-per-view. I think it's for like around 20 bucks.
Yeah, I think it's $19.99. You got those headphones?
Put the wild ones on. What's the wild ones?
You're getting a lot of kickback. That's why I want to make sure everybody hears you clearly. Yeah, man. Make sure you guys smash that like button. Keep the chat going, man. Keep the chat going.
All right, can you hear me?
Oh, perfect. Yes, absolutely perfect, man. We was getting a lot of like a lot of staticky feedback, I guess, because of the speaker and where you were in the house or something like that. But no, I hear you perfectly well. So where are you? So are you in Pennsylvania right now?
Right now, yeah. I landed in Pennsylvania on Monday.
Okay, and I saw you were getting some work at the gym with Danny, right?
At the gym with Danny. That was yesterday. It was pretty cool.
How was that, man? I saw some of the videos, bro. That's dope, man. How does it feel to be side by side with your idol, basically, bro? Sharing the same ring training, like how does that feel, man?
Then, like I said, like that's like what Danny did. Like he motivated me, so I could train. So like, especially like in the same ring as him, the same gym as him, right next to me is like that put me on like a whole nother mindset for real.
That's
Like
crazy.
that hunger mentality, like that really changed my mindset where I'm gonna put on a show for him and kill this mud.
I feel that. Have you ever, like, I know you probably haven't, you've never sparred him, but have you ever moved around the ring with them a little bit?
Yeah, we
You
did some
know,
mid work. We
you
did
did?
some mid
Okay.
work. I think when I was like 13, 12. I think I got it on Instagram.
You got to shoot that to me. I don't know if I saw that.
Yeah, I'll definitely send it to you.
Yeah, definitely send that to me. I got to check that out. That's absolutely dope, man. What about with Angel? Have you done any mitt work or anything with Angel, Crazy Angel Garcia?
We did a little song last time I went to Philly. Not like just with his hands and all that. Playing around.
So walk me through a typical fight week. Like today, obviously, is Wednesday. You fight Saturday. What happens tomorrow? What happens Friday?
So tomorrow we'll probably hit the gym, of course. I know my weight, like I'm good at weight, so that's a blessing right there. But tomorrow we'll hit the gym, do some light, and then of course Friday weigh in, and then
Okay.
right after that eat a lot.
So
We're
that's
gonna
what
eat
I
a
was,
lot.
so that's what I was gonna ask you. Because again, you're 16 years old, bro. I'm sure you're gonna want to throw down, bro. You're a young. Listen, I was 16 years old, bro, and I used to eat. My mom used to tell me I used to eat out of house and home. At that age, man, you eat, and I was so active and so forth. So, what do you plan on eating immediately after that weigh-in?
Yeah, I was just talking about this morning. We in Philly, so I gotta get that Philly cheesesteak. Yeah.
I miss those. So I lived in Pennsylvania. I lived in Pennsylvania for 7 years. And I was in and out of Philly all the time with the job that I worked with at the time. So I would grab a Philly pretty often. Where do you go? What spots do you go to get a Philly cheesesteak? Or you don't know? You're waiting for somebody to take you to a good spot.
Well, I think right after I win, I'm gonna have one on deck.
Oh, so they're just gonna have one there
So
for you?
we'll see, but I definitely do want. I do want Max's.
Okay.
Have you tried Max's?
I haven't, but I've heard about them.
Max's is fire.
Yeah, I've heard
Like
about them.
I remember during like COVID time, we were in line at Max's for like 2 hours, and it was definitely worth the wait.
Was it what 2 hours because what? There was like
The
an event
line.
or something? Maybe
Nah, just the line.
no?
Just the
Damn,
line.
but
It was crazy.
there wasn't like maybe a Philly game, because usually, like I said, I've lived out there, and when there's like a Philly game, where there's like an Eagle game or something like that, usually it gets crazier because there's a lot of people coming down for those games.
Nah, I think it was just a random Thursday.
Wow. Okay, and that's popping. You ever had any from Pat's or Geno's? Obviously, those are the most popular.
Yeah, I tried Pat's and Geno's. Those are fire too.
So, which one do you prefer, Pat's or Geno's? I ask everybody this question that's been to both.
I'm about to go with Geno's.
Okay.
I'm about to go with Geno's. What about you?
I like Pat's.
Pat's, okay.
Yeah, I like Pat's for some reason. I mean, you can't go wrong. I remember one time when I first went out there, I had one of each.
They no, but they both good though.
I can eat.
Hell yeah. No, but they both good though.
Yeah, that's what's up. That's good, man. Enjoy that bad boy, bro. I'm jealous, man. I'm jealous, bro. I haven't had a Philly cheesesteak, obviously, since I moved out to Florida, over 4 years ago.
I'm gonna eat 2 of them Jones, the big ones too.
Get down, bro. Rehydrate. That's what I'm talking about. Man.
Yeah.
Put 'em in, bro. We gotta knock this dude out on Saturday, bro. Now that we're on the topic of food, so what's the so you like to eat? I'm assuming that you like to eat.
Hell yeah.
Of course.
I'd
All
be
right.
like like if you see my TikTok for you page, it's all about food. All about food.
I love it. I love it. Yo, Vegas in the chat said I want a Philly cheesesteak. Bro, who you telling? I want one of those right now myself, bro. That's crazy, King. You ain't right, bro. You ain't right, King. So while you're training, though, obviously you have to be disciplined. What's the toughest food or toughest thing that you cut out of your diet while you're training?
The toughest would probably be like just like snacks, because I'm more of a snack person.
Me too. So what kind of snacks are we talking about?
We're talking about like hot chips, ice cream, of course, and many more.
So that's dope because I'm a big potato chips guy too. Like
Potato chips?
You got all kind of potato chips. Yeah, because I like to snack on them at night. So at nighttime when you're not training or whatever, and you want like a late night snack, what's your go-to?
Hot Cheetos.
Hot Cheetos. Damn, you didn't even hesitate, bro.
They be coming in clutch at night.
That's what
a nice Call of Duty night, playing with the fam and some hot Cheetos with it.
All right, that's right.
That's the cherry on top.
I feel you. What about what do you like to what do you like to drink? Are you soda, juice? What?
I'm not really of a soda person. I don't like.
Neither was I.
Like if I go out and go eat, I will grab a soda, but I'm more of like strawberry lemonade type dude. And water, Gatorade. But
that's what's up. That's what's up. I know you're a video game head, so pick one or the other. Which one is better, Xbox or PlayStation?
Xbox.
Really? Okay.
Xbox. I don't like. I've always, I grew up with both. But I just feel like Xbox, the controller. I don't know. I'm just used to the controller because with the PlayStation, you got two thumbsticks at the same height, and I just feel like it's kind of weird. So I was always an Xbox person. I always had the Xbox 360. I used to mess with the Wii.
I had one of those years ago. Yeah. Damn,
the Wii was fire.
You taking it way back. Which one is that from a preference standpoint? Which one would you pick, Fortnite or Warzone?
Warzone for sure.
Okay.
Fortnite's horrible.
Fortnite's horrible.
Fortnite. I don't even think I had that game installed anymore.
Okay.
So I've been real good on Warzone. I've been playing like a month straight right now, and I'm thinking I'm like Prestige 1 now. Finally hit Prestige.
So is there a new one that came out with new maps or something? Because I haven't played in such a. I mean, probably
it's not.
A year and a half.
I don't think they're gonna change the map, but it's just a new battle pass or whatever, like new season. So I've been grinding on there. Matter of fact, I have the Xbox with me right now. So,
I was gonna ask you, did you bring it with you?
Yeah, I brought it with me. So this whole week I just been playing Warzone.
That's what's up. And you're not a camper, right?
Hell no. Hell no. You got me messed up with camping. No, but I hate camping so bad. Like, I just feel like it's boring like that. Like, what are you doing wasting your time? You literally waiting like there for like 5 minutes straight, and you hear somebody and you're like, oh, like that's boring. That's
bro,
real
I used to hate it when I run into a house or something like that. You got some dude sitting there in the corner. I'm like, really, bro? Like, fucking really? Chad, we gotta hook up one day. We gotta play. We gotta play one day.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. We gotta play. I definitely gotta hook up with you. What's your favorite? What would you say are your top 3 favorite video games that you've ever played?
Ever played.
It could be in whatever system. Just your top 3. You'd be like, yo, these were my top favorite 3.
I'm about to put number 1, Madden. Grew up with Madden. I played Madden 25, the first one, not Madden 25. Madden, what's the one? Madden 16 with Odell Beckham. Fire. That was like the best Madden of all time. I don't care if you pick the new Maddens, like that's the best Madden. So I'll definitely pick Madden. I'm gonna do a mention with FIFA. FIFA's fire. And of course I'm gonna pick
I never played soccer against, but I heard they were good.
those are fire. Of course I'm gonna put, Call of Duty over there. I'm gonna put Call of Duty 2.
Wow, okay.
Call of Duty 2, yep. And then last one, I'll put Fortnite there. Cause that was my childhood.
Got you.
Yeah, that was my childhood.
That's what's up. That's what's up, man. I love it. We got my man Alex Vega, Zorro de la Vega. Alex Vega with the $2 super chat.
Straight cash, homie.
He said rate Danny Garcia's latest track, but we putting you on the spot.
Man, that's fire. Like if you ain't come on. You put that in the gym, that motivate you, Come on. That track is fire.
Let them know, bro. That's how you feel. That's what's up.
Y'all gotta listen to that. Y'all gotta add that to y'all playlist.
Y'all heard the future champ, baby. Champ. We got Manuel LG with the $2 super chat. Did you see Danny's new freestyle song?
Yup, yeah. That's fire too.
Yeah? All right.
Yeah. Have you listened to it?
Nah, that one I didn't hear. I heard the track. I didn't hear that one. Is this gonna be regular? Like, does he have shit in stash that he's gonna start releasing or what, man? Give us the inside scoop.
Sure, I don't know. You gotta ask him.
We gotta get him on, bro. And pick his brain, man. We gotta get him on. Now that we're talking about Danny, I got a question for you that I didn't ask you the last time. So I know you're a big fan. We talked about some your favorite fights that Danny has fought, but if you could go back in time, right? And you could pick one fighter that he didn't fight, but you wish he would have fought, who would that fighter be?
I would go with Floyd.
Really? Okay.
I've always thought that, even when I was younger, like, man, why didn't, Danny fight Floyd? And I was always thinking that, I felt like that would be a big fight, especially in that era too. Yeah, that would be a big fight, just because Danny was even fighting on Mayweather's undercards too. So I always thought that was gonna be the matchup.
My favorite Danny Garcia fight was under what was it? Was it the Floyd Canelo? I think it was
Matisse, yep.
Yep, that was my favorite Danny Garcia fight, man. Danny Garcia, I mean, he did his thing, bro. And back then, Matisse was a killer, bro.
Oh, yeah.
Danny Garcia did his thing. That was my favorite all-time Danny Garcia. I've seen it a ton of times. I can't get tired of it. In fact, after this, I'll probably end up watching it today or tomorrow again. Now that you reminded me of that. But give me one more besides Floyd.
There's a lot of big
I got
names.
2, but I'm going to let you go. I'm going to give you my 2.
I'm going to go with Canelo. Canelo would have been a big one.
But they
just
weren't
because
really
Puerto Rico and Mexico,
So you wish that fight would have happened against Canelo, okay?
Just because in that era, that was I always thought that, oh man, Danny's gonna fight this person. Oh man, but it just never happened.
Yeah, Vega confirmed. Yep, it was. It was under the Floyd Canelo, man. One of the best co-features. Yep, absolutely, man. I remember that. That shit was fire. So my 2, I would have loved to see him fight Broner.
Broner, yeah.
Yeah, because there's history there. They knew each other for a long time. It was almost like I remember Broner saying one time in an interview years and years ago when he was a champion that him and Danny Garcia it was destined to happen. But it never did, man. It never did. So that's one fight that I wish I would have seen. And the other one is Bud, man.
Bud.
I wish I would have. And again, there's history.
Danny beat him in the amateurs, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's history.
That would have been,
there. He fought in the amateurs. So I always thought, and shout out to Z Pacino, who's reading my mind. Yeah, man, I always wanted to see that matchup because there's familiarity there. I mean, and I'm talking about years ago when when Danny was in his prime and Bud was, younger. I thought that would have been a really, really good fight, man. So those are two that I wish I could go back and see again. But nonetheless, man, a great career by Danny Garcia, and he's doing the right thing now, man. Swift Promotions right now. You're on the banner. There's a ton of fights this Saturday.
Saturday, yeah.
Yeah, on that card. I mean, there's fights all over the damn place, man. I don't know how the hell I'm gonna be able to watch all these things. Plus, I'm gonna be boots to ground in Orlando. There's a prospect card going down there, so I'll be this. I'm gonna have to check out your shit on the phone. I'm gonna have to my iPad up. Like, there's gonna be old shit going on. But nah, we're gonna definitely chop it up. Speaking of other people that have obviously been in your corner, Edgar Berlanga, man. You have a very, very special relationship with Berlanga. Tell me how that marinated. I don't know if we spoke a lot about that the last time I had you on.
So it's crazy because it was just off one FaceTime. Just one FaceTime, following him on Instagram. He followed back after talking to him on FaceTime. And then just years going on, just started getting closer and closer, and then started going to his training camps, his fights. And and then I know upcoming is gonna be I think he started training camp already. So hopefully we'll be out there in Colorado and Boulder with him.
Yeah, he's in Boulder. In fact, I actually caught up with light heavyweight prospect Nachi Lopez, who also fights under Coach Mark Ferre, who trains Edgar.
Right.
He's actually going up there this week as well because he's gonna help Edgar get some work, and he's gonna be training for a fight that he's gonna be having in August. So you're going up there after when? After this weekend?
Yeah. Get right back to training camp, and then get another fight.
That's dope, man. That's dope.
But for sure, of course, we're gonna go to his fight. Because it's gonna be a big fight. When is it? July 13th, right?
Yeah. July 12th. July 12th
12th.
in New York City. Yo, you pulling up to New York?
Hell yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna catch up with you. I'm gonna probably be there, so I'm gonna catch up with you.
Hell yeah, that'll be dope.
I want to catch up with you and Pops, bro. Definitely want to catch up with you and Pops. I'm here with David King Garcia, 16-year-old prospect on the rise, 3-0 with 2 wins via night. He's going to be fighting on Saturday, June 7th in Newton, Pennsylvania on a Swift promotion card that will be streamed for $20 on millions.com. So make sure you guys check in and show my little brother support. Alex Vega is back with another $2 dollar bills, actually. Favorite Danny Garcia KO. Mine is Morales. That's for you.
There's a lot of big knockouts that Danny had.
I got one, but go ahead. I'm gonna let you answer yours.
It would be, I would say, Brandon Rios.
Okay.
That was a crazy knockout.
That's a really good one. I forgot about that one, actually.
And you gotta go with Amir Khan.
That's
you gotta go with that one.
That's my favorite. That's my favorite one, bro. That left hook, that's my favorite one, bro.
That's like,
yeah, Paul Morales. Mo Bray
put him
said
down.
Paul Morales.
It's beyond.
Well, Danny Garcia put him away for good, bro. That's for damn sure, man. That was absolutely dope. But yeah, so tell me, what do you think about this Edgar fight, bro? Hamza Shiraz, Turkey's boy, moving up a weight class, much taller. Questionable decision his last fight against Adames. I personally thought Adames won that fight, but that's not the way the judges saw it. Tell me what you think about Adames, what you think about this fight, and then ultimately how you see it playing out.
With that Adonis, I didn't see that fight, but I saw like little clips of it, and I heard that it was like a robbery. But nah, man, I'm excited. I'm excited for Edgar. I'm excited. For sure, he's gonna do good. I just feel like after that Canelo fight, he's definitely learned a lot. I think he definitely has a different mentality now, and I just feel like he gonna get that victory. Do
you think his knockout?
That would be fire if he gets it.
Word.
I feel like he's gonna get it, especially like Man, his power is crazy. Especially now he's, different, like way different fighter now. Shout out to Mark, working with him. And I just feel like he's been working on a lot of good things, and I feel like he's gonna do a lot of good things too.
Yeah, man. I think it's gonna be crazy, man. And then Shakur is fighting a Zepeda.
Shakur and Cepeda, that's a good fight too.
How do you see that one
That's
playing out?
that's a hell of a card.
Oh, hell yeah.
Um,
Hell yeah.
Man, I just feel like Shakur is on a different level right now, and I feel like Shakur will end up victorious. I don't know
I
too
agree.
much about Zepeda, but I know his last fight was against Farmer, right?
Yep, Kevin Farmer, Philly zone, man. You might end up seeing him over there. He may pull up to the fight or something like that, I'm thinking.
We'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, there's a possibility you may see him up in Philly, man. It's in Newton. So and I know he rocked with Danny. So he's gonna be fighting against Floyd Schofield. I think they just announced that.
Oh,
That
that's
fight's
right.
gonna be going down. That's gonna be a hell of a fight as
Man,
well.
there's a lot of good fights upcoming now.
Bro, the
I think
summer is
about
on
it.
fire. The summer's on fire. And not to mention that same card, you got Puello against Alberto Puello, 140 WBC champion against Subriel Matias.
Dang.
Yeah,
Okay.
man.
Got that summer pack right there.
I gotta pull up, man. I gotta pull up, especially now I know little bro gonna be there. I gotta pull up. I gotta pull up on you, man. We gotta check out Edgar, bro. We gotta
Oh,
root for
yeah.
Edgar. You know, he my guy, so we gotta root for him, man.
No, for
But
sure.
what we got? What we got? Hold on a second. I think I got another super chat that came in. Oh, nope, not that one. We read that one. Vega again with the $2. I appreciate you, my brother. He said, "Who have you been sparring for this camp?"
I've been sparring who I've been sparring with.
I wanna. Before you answer that question, I wanna go out and say, I guarantee you, it ain't nobody his age.
Nah,
It's gonna be a bunch of old
nah, it
dudes,
ain't.
bro.
Nah, it ain't.
Can you find anybody to spar your age?
Hell
Not
no.
really, right?
Nah. So I've been
Like, even
sparring
if you
like
wanted to, I'm saying.
I've been sparring like people in their 20s and their 30s, of course. Not much in the 40s, but early 30s, early 20s. Much more heavier than me too. I think the last sparring I had was the dude he was short though, but he was around like 160, 170. So all my sparring partners been, around that weight.
Got you. Okay. But you're done with that. Obviously, it's just gonna be probably a light workout tomorrow, right?
Just a light workout, yeah. Get the just a couple ounces, just to stay down. And then get weigh in and get that Philly cheesesteak.
That's after the weigh-in. What are you eating after the fight?
After the fight, we're gonna pop a champagne bottle.
You're too young, bro.
Nah, I'm busy with you. After the fight, we probably go out and eat with Danny. Take us to one of his fancy restaurants that he knows. A little $200 steak.
That's right. Make sure he treats too, bro. Make sure he paying, bro.
Not for sure. For sure.
We gotta get you on with him, bro, because I got so many questions that I want to ask him about your relationship with him, and we got to try to make that happen.
We'll definitely make it happen.
Make sure you give a Champ my best, bro. Hopefully he's watching. If you're watching, Champ, salute to you, bro. Big fan of yours, and I love what you are doing, not just with the promotion company, but with King, man. I mean, I think he's in extremely good hands. His future is bright. I love the fact that Mickey Bey is in your corner as well. A ton of experience there. Like, do you guys ever have? I know obviously you do work in the gym, but do you ever spend time with him, like just talking about the business of boxing, or maybe you picking his brain about some of the things that he's went through in his career?
Not for sure. I know we don't really like talk about it that much, but I definitely do pick his brain, whatever he says, every word. I feel like it's definitely important what he says, and yeah, man, you just that experience that he has, behind the Mayweathers, the greats, and he's been doing it for a hot minute now.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I mean, you'd be crazy, man. Definitely, man. Pick his brain, man. You know, he's been through a lot. And you know, all that knowledge, all that, you know, is always going to be beneficial for you as you continue to progress in the sport. Again, it's all mental, man. You know, the
Oh, for
physical
sure.
part is, you know, getting in the gym, doing that work. I mean, you guys are getting that done. You're getting better. You know, you're gonna get better every single fight, but it's that whole mental piece, man. You know, because it gets harder and harder, obviously, as you know, not just from an opponent standpoint, but from a business standpoint. You know, so I'm
Thanks.
excited. I'm excited for you. So tell my viewers, what do we expect to see on Saturday? I think you said that already, but do you foresee a knockout? That's what you going for?
Hell yeah. I'm gonna get that knockout for sure. You know, been training way too hard just to not get it.
Right.
So come on.
Nah, that's what's up. That's what's up. Tell Pop, is Pops there? I want to say what's up to Pops. Is he
Yeah,
there?
Pops is right here.
Tell
Pop.
Pop. Let me see Pops real quick. What's good? What's good?
What's good, fam? How you doing? Everything all right?
Everything is great, man. I appreciate King coming on, man.
Absolutely.
Spending a little
Anytime.
bit of time with us. Uh, oh man, you getting feedback. Can you put those headphones that he had on?
Yeah, no doubt.
If you guys have not smashed that like button, make sure you do that, please. It's free and it'll help us you know, get this channel out to other boxing fans. We rock out weeknights, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And please, man, we are close to that magic number or that next goal of mine, which is 2K. Subscribers help me get there, man. Tell a friend to tell a friend. This is how we doing it up here at the Hangout spot. I'm here with the dad and trainer of King, David King Garcia. What's up? So, brother, what's going on? Talk to me, man. How excited are you, man? This is the first time that we see King fight in his U.S. Debut, man. How excited are you a couple days away?
I'm excited, man. It's definitely been a long time coming. It's something that a lot of people said couldn't be done, and it's about to happen, man. June 7th. So I'm excited, but like I'm mentally prepared and ready because you know he looked great this camp. So you know, uh, it feels definitely like normal. So it's we're ready to make it happen.
The work is done in the gym, brother. The work is done in the
Yeah.
gym. I was just asking him. I was like, bro, can you get sparring partners your age? And that's impossible.
Nah, yeah, we're talking about, yeah, we don't even look for his age. We're talking about men that are 22, 23, 30. You know, the more experience, the better. You know what I mean? That's the only way we're going to get better.
For sure. And he's fighting a 31-year-old dude, bro.
31-year-old,
That's
one and one.
crazy to me, bro. I can't even, like, I guess I'm thinking about the streets. That's crazy to me. A 16-year-old fighting a dude that's double his age, bro.
Yeah, no, it's a trip. But you know what's crazy? Like King for like 16, he got crazy power. So like, he don't feel like a 16-year-old to me. Like when I see him in the gym, like I feel like, you know, he's like in his 20s. You know, so yeah. I think for a lot of people, like on the outside looking in, it feels weird, but for us, we're so used to it already.
Right. Well, yeah, it
Yeah,
feels weird.
yeah,
For me, yeah.
yeah. But no, we're used to it. Like I said, we put them in there with sparring partners that are dudes that are 10-0, 13 and whatever. We just 18-2 from Golden Boy recently, and we're doing our thing. You know what I mean? So yeah, he's more than ready.
You know why it feels weird to me, coach? Because 10 minutes ago, 15 minutes ago, I'm talking to him about video games.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey, yo, thank God he still loves video games. Yeah,
You gotta keep him focused, bro. You gotta keep him away from the
yeah,
females, bro.
for sure.
No
We,
disrespect to any of the females watching.
yeah,
You know,
yeah,
I love all of y'all, but at the end of the day, bro, it's, you know, he's 16 years old, bro. You gotta say, you know what it is? I lived through that.
for sure.
You
Me
know what
too.
I'm saying? Getting, you know, sidetracked and hanging out and females. We don't want any
Yeah,
of that, bro.
I was ready to sidetrack at 15. So for being 16 and where he's at, you know, signed with Swift Promotions and US debuting. You know, it's definitely a blessing from God. You know, because this doesn't happen to everybody. So, you know, he put in the hard work since he was a kid. So he deserves everything that's coming, you know, coming to him, you know? He's the one that got to get in there and get punched in the face by grown men.
Does that? He's 16. You're his dad. Does that like? Do you ever have a moment where you're like, yo, bro, I'm getting up in there and I want to fight this dude? Like, does it ever get to that point?
Nah, heck, he knows how to swim and not get wet. He got that crazy defense.
Okay.
He got
right.
he got that sweet Pete Purnell Whitaker defense. So
okay,
they could bring it. Yeah, he could stay out of trouble for sure.
Twofold question here, and I'm gonna ask you. I think I asked King the same thing. How did it feel to train, right? Because I saw some video. You guys were in the same ring with Danny and Angel, getting that work in. How did that feel, Coach?
You know, after that happened, I remember I called my wife and I was speaking about it. I was like, "Yo," I told her what happened, because I grew up watching Angel and Danny. The reason why King started boxing was because of Angel and Danny. Bro, I used to take him to their fights. I used to use my hard-earned money to take him to go watch Danny. And I met Angel and told him he was a big inspiration to me. So being in the ring side by side, it just proved to me that if you work hard for something and like you don't quit and you manifest it, like it could happen. And that was just one of those scenarios. So it's still crazy, but it's becoming the new norm. You know what I mean?
Hey man, it's and it's gonna be a ride, man. It's gonna be one hell of a ride. Like we're in the beginning of that ride, but it's a long ride. Like Mickey said, like earlier, it kind of brought things into perspective. We're talking about another 20 years, maybe more.
Yeah, no doubt.
Because obviously you don't know, right? 15, whatever, it's 15, 20 years. It's insane. But we're at the the starting point now, and it's very, very exciting what the future holds. And then the second question I have for you was, you said that he's punching, like he punches, well beyond his age. Like what type of stuff do you do in the gym? Is it just a natural thing? Is it something that you work on? What type of things do you work on to ultimately hone his power and get him stronger? Is a little bit, do you have him doing weight training? How does that work?
So no, we definitely got a strength and conditioning workout that builds strength, but punching power to me is very important for his age. You got to have it. You got to be able to keep a grown man off you. You got to be able to hit him with something to let him know you're there. You can't just. He got crazy speed. That's what he was known for in the amateurs, counter punching and speed. But in the pro game, we all know you got to be able to sit on your punches. You got to have pop. So I'm big on that. Mickey, I got Mickey. He's big on other things, and then I'm huge on power, especially at his age. So there's a lot of things I do personally that we kind of took from like the Benavides camp. So we work on a lot of stuff where we're sitting on our shots, and that's why he's able to hit like a grown man. Bro, he's putting grown men on their ass. You know what I mean? And sparring, and now it's time for us to just to do it in the fight.
Do you ever reach out to other coaches for advice?
Absolutely.
Okay.
For sure. Yeah, I'm always learning. I'm always willing to learn, and we travel to different places so I could get knowledge from them, so then I could implement it, for him, because who's gonna work with them more than me, right? So I'll learn it from them, and so I can help him. But yeah, no, at his age, power is important. You got to have it, because think about it. At 16 years old, if you ain't got pop, like dudes are just gonna be walking through you, and it's not gonna be nice. You're not gonna have a long career as a 16-year-old pro. So I knew that was important. So that's why he has crazy pop. We got different guys holding pads for him, sometimes holding the punch shield, and they all say the same thing, that he's not hitting like a 16-year-old. And this Saturday we're gonna show that.
As a trainer, because you've been training him since he was young, what's the one thing that you can say you've gotten better at as a trainer all these years later, fast forward to today? Something that you had to learn, something that you feel like, damn, I didn't have this 5 years ago, but I feel I have this now.
Man, there's a lot, to be honest, but if I could pinpoint it, there's a lot. There's a lot of mistakes I was making.
No, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's kind of learning on the fly, right?
For sure. And
Right.
we've been able to be around a lot of great trainers, a lot of great fighters, so I could learn. I'm not sure. Like I said, if I could pinpoint it to one thing, especially the pro game is way different than being an amateur. I'm not sure, but there was just a lot of things that I learned over the years. I would say maybe like I said, more like power, IQ. I think IQ is something that I'm big on. Like I don't just like to send them in there to fight. Like we have to have an answer for everything. I'm big on Picasso in somebody. I want you to tag them up, tattoo them up, and make it look pretty and not get hit, not one time. So I'm huge on that. So maybe back in the day when he was an amateur, I'll just let him do his thing, and there was really
Right.
no IQ to it. And now there's a sweet science to what we do.
That's a good one. No, that's
Yeah.
absolutely a good one. Absolutely. My man Z Pacino in the building. Appreciate you. He said, what weight class will he look to settle into and make his legacy at? Well, right now he's at 118, right?
118 right now. He's making 118 easy. Obviously, he's going to grow because he's only 16.
Right.
I say 126 to 130.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's pretty fair. How tall is he? He's about 5'8"?
5'10".
5'10". Okay. So yeah, no, he's
5'10".
got height, man. No, he
Yo,
can
5'10". He's supposed to grow until he's what, in his early 20s. So he might
that's
hit
another thing. I
might,
keep forgetting we're talking about a 16-year-old.
a 118, 5'10".
Oh
Wings,
man,
wingspan is
talking about
crazy.
we talking about a potential unicorn here, man.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, that's what my man Mo Brain said. Damn, 16-year-old at junior bantamweight. Who knows where this kid ends up?
Yeah, no, for sure. We, like I said, we've been able to maintain the weight well, but you never know. In a month, he could just back get big, and we can't keep him there no more. But me and Danny talked about it already. If he goes up, he goes up, and we just gotta, like I said, power, IQ, and we got the right trainers around us. We got Danny backing us up. You know what I mean? So sky's the limit.
Yeah, Z Pacino said he's gonna be a phenom. My man Stock Chasers. What's going on, Stock Chasers? New York City in the building. Johnny asked him when he started to notice that David wanted to actually box and the discipline that comes with it. That's a great question. I think I asked you that the last interview, but go ahead. Coach.
Yeah, no doubt. Obviously, like every little kid, you got to keep pushing them. They might fail, they might cry.
Sure.
You got to keep taking them back. You can't
Yep.
give up. But like when he really, when I noticed it, like I would say about 12. Like one of the last nationals he won, I think it was like the JOs. We won it like at 13.
The coach got a phone call. Either that or the phone died, one of the two. We are here with David King Garcia, 16-year-old prospect, who's going to be fighting his U.S. debut under the Danny Garcia Swift promotion banner this Saturday, June 7th in Newton, Pennsylvania. The card is being titled The Future Is Now Series 2. I love what Danny Garcia is doing as a promoter now. Danny Garcia has always been one of my favorite fighters, man, but and I'm always going to root for him no matter what. I love what he's doing as a promoter, man. I really do, man. And this is going to be streaming on the millions.com site and app. I believe it's a $20 charge to see the entire fight card, but former lightweight champion Mickey Bey will be also fighting. He'll be fighting in the main event. A good fight, a competitive fight against a guy who's been in there against a lot of names, bro. Asta Escondón. Don't get it twisted with the record, bro. He's been in there with a lot of names, bro. He can punch. He's tough. And I think it's going to be a pretty decent scrap. So I think the card will be great. I'm not sure. I think we got him back here. We'll remove that, and we'll bring you in. Where'd you get a phone call? You probably got a phone call.
Yeah, my bad.
No, you're good. You're good, man. I got you back. Shit, I forgot what I was going to ask you. So I asked King this question as the fighter, but tell me as the trainer, what is this week like for you, right? I know for him, there's a routine. Right, tomorrow some light workout. Obviously, we got to worry about making weight. But what is it like for the trainer, man, especially the father?
I'm dealing with phone calls from back home, family coming in,
Okay,
tickets.
tickets. Okay.
Where do I watch the fight? Yo, can I get a ticket to get in? Like,
I was about to say how many people are asking you for tickets?
Yeah, we're dealing with all that, but no, it's cool. I embrace it. I've been dealing with it for forever, but it comes with the territory. But it's fun, bro. This is a privilege. Like all that stuff that comes with it's a privilege. So, you know, I'm just excited, bro. I'm excited to get over with. I'm excited that he has the opportunity to fight in front of Danny, and he's been training so hard. So I'm excited for the opportunity. I'm not nervous. Like I said, he's put in the hard work already. If he, if we had a bad camp or he was looking bad in sparring, yeah, I'll have second thought. I know we're gonna get the job done, but I'll have second thoughts on how we're gonna look. But everything looked good. So, I'm just curious to see how he's gonna get it done.
Well, he's
That's
telling
it.
us he wants a stoppage, bro.
Yeah, he wants it. I know he says he's not gonna look for it, but at some point he is.
I think he's gonna look for it, bro.
I agree.
Again, this is his U.S. debut, bro. There's gonna be family, some friends, and you know the deal, bro.
Yo, you're fighting in front of Danny Garcia. A couple NFL players will be there. I know last time AJ Brown was there. A couple of rappers. So you're fighting some of your peers that you do care how your performance looks. So things gonna show out. I think I feel we're gonna see something special that night.
I think he's gonna look fly. I got an inside scoop. I think he's gonna look really nice, but I'll keep it a secret. Oh, we got another phone call. Damn, everybody's trying to hit up Coach. Everybody's trying to hit up Coach Garcia, bro. Probably trying to hit him up with tickets or whatnot, man. It's exciting, man. For those of you guys that know me, man, I've said it numerous times on the show. I love the father-son trainer combination, bro. I mean, I gravitate towards it because I think it's special. And maybe it's because I lived through these guys, because I wish I had a son, that I can train, and care for. So I love it. I know a lot of people shit on it. Pops, you back?
Yeah, my bad.
Nah, I was like, yo, there goes another phone call. Somebody asking for tickets, bro.
I'm gonna put it on silent. I'm still on the thing. Oh, I'm sorry. No, you're good. I'm going in. Yeah. No, my bad.
I know you're busy. I'm gonna let you go in a minute. I just wanted to ask you one more question, or one or two more questions. So I already know what King does this week, to kind of decompress, right? He bought his PlayStation or his Xbox or whatever it is. He plays video games.
Yeah.
What are you doing? What are you doing to kind of just chill, and kind of get your mind off what's going on? What are you doing for relaxation this week?
Well, thank God, Philly's been a second home to us. So we actually got some close family here. We're matter of fact, we're staying in North Philly right now. So I got one of my best friends with me. He's been here all week. We get it's not like we're just in a hotel stuck. We're right here with family. So I get to hang out, wake up in the morning, have breakfast, talk to them, have coffee. We go to the gym together, like as a team. So we got people around me that keep me like, it's not like it's just me and King hanging out. Like we got people that break up the fight vibe. You know what I mean? We're hanging out, kicking up stories. Matter of fact, one of my best friends that lives right here, he grew up around Danny. He met Danny when Danny was like 15 years old. And it's like one of Danny's OGs. So like we gotta kick back and hear his stories about Danny Angel. It's just fun, man. I have a good time.
Coach, enjoy it, bro. Live it up, man. Live it up. Enjoy every single moment. I'm excited, man. I'm excited for King, man. He little bro, man. Y'all
we
family,
appreciate
man.
that.
You know that. Y'all family.
Yeah. No, we feel the same way. The feeling is mutual.
Yep.
We love coming out on the hangout spot. Matter of fact, you got the first one fight week.
I got the first fight week. After his victory tour.
Yeah. And I'm not gonna lie, depending on champ, it might be the last one.
Yeah, man. I hear you, bro. No, I'm excited for you, man. Well, I'm excited. Nothing but the best, Coach. I know you're busy. So I'm gonna let you go. Let me just tell King, man. Let me tell King.
Yeah, no doubt, luck, bro. I got you. And yeah, we'll holler at you like definitely after the fight.
Yes.
Tune in. Everybody tune in.
Come on, man.
Million streams.
Let everybody know how they can find it. Let everybody know how they can find it.
So literally the app is called millionstreams.co. You could download it on your phone or your TV. It works just like the Zone, like, you know what I mean? It's an app. And you guys got to keep in mind, King's fighting for a junior world title. So, it's gonna be something nice. And of course, Mickey Bey. You got Mickey Bey, Mickey Bey, the main event. Mickey got a nice dude. He's fighting too. So, and I believe there's a total of 8 fights. So definitely worth your buck. So make sure you guys tune in.
Absolutely, man. There you have it, bro.
All right,
Coach
bro.
Garcia up in
Appreciate
the
you.
building, bro.
Here's
Appreciate
King.
you, brother.
All right. Say goodbye. Yeah, we're gonna finish up. Hey.
Yo.
Yo, bro, are you ready playing Xbox?
Yeah.
Oh, I knew that shit, man. I knew it. But no, listen. Shout out to you, bro. He didn't waste no time, bro. He didn't waste no time, bro. That's right. Get that rest, relaxation.
No, for
You
sure.
know, it's almost game time. Do what you need to do tomorrow. Make that weigh in. Get that Philly cheesesteak, baby. Enjoy it. Take a picture of it. Post it on social media. Make me jealous.
Post a
And,
picture like this. I'm not.
Yeah,
Pause.
I'm sure you will do that, and make me feel bad, but that's okay. You've earned it. Good training camp, and go out there and handle your business. You know I will be watching. I'm always rocking with you. You family.
Appreciate you.
And I will reach out
Appreciate
to you after you spark this dude out. I'll reach out to you. We got to get you back on, and we talk about the fight and the victory tour.
And shout out to everybody watching. Appreciate you guys staying. Make sure you guys go subscribe. If you're not subscribed, make sure you guys go do that. Like, comment, whatever you guys gotta do, and support my boy.
Appreciate you, fam.
Yes, sir.
Handle your business. I'll talk to you this weekend.
All right, bet.
All right, man. Take care. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. David King Garcia.
Straight cash, homie.
Great interview, man. Great interview. Yeah, Marissa Alvarez, appreciate you rocking out. I did see your comment up there. Congrats on your son's U.S. boxing debut with Danny Swift Promotions. I'm sorry I didn't pull that up while we had Coach up there, Marissa, but I do appreciate you commenting. It's a little bit hard for me sometimes to be able to sift through the comments while I'm paying attention and doing these interviews because, I get engulfed in that. The interviewing part of this whole thing is what I enjoy the most. I love doing these interviews, especially with these young fighters with a lot of potential. And, I see something in King Garcia. He's such a good kid. He's focused. I mean, we all forget, man, he's 16 years old, man. That's crazy. That's unheard of, in this sport. Usually at 16 years old, you're an amateur till you're like 17, 18 years old. You're looking at potentially making a run at the Olympic trials. And I asked him that question on the last interview I did. Remember, if you guys haven't checked it out, I actually interviewed him about 3 weeks ago, about a month ago, if I'm not mistaken, him and Pops. And I asked him, like, was it a hard decision to ultimately say, my son is going to turn pro at 15 years old? And, he was honest. He said, being an amateur and all this other stuff, it's expensive, man. It's expensive. And, we saw a certain skill level. He wasn't the only one. Obviously, we had Mickey Bey. Shout out to Mickey Bey, man. Shout out to Mickey Bey. I mean, Mickey Bey was in the building early on in that interview. He had a jet. I still had a lot of questions for him, but we're going to look to get Mickey Bey back after this fight because Mickey Bey is also fighting on this card on Saturday, June 7th. The Millions.com app. I'm sure you guys heard that. Yeah, I know they charge it for it, but it is what it is, bro. I'm going to show some support, obviously, man, because, the Garcias are family, bro. We got to show Danny as well, man. I'm a big Danny Garcia fan. I love what he's doing with the promotion company. But we have Mickey Bey on. We'll look to get Mickey Bey back on after this weekend because there's still some questions I had for him. And, they see something in him. They've seen something in him since he was 12 years old. So the plan all along was to get King to turn pro at 15. The best thing about it is, at his age, he's surrounded by so many people, years of boxing, inside boxing knowledge, man. I mean, championship, fights, guys that have titles. I mean, Danny Garcia, obviously, what he's done in the sport of boxing, 2-division champion, Mickey Bey, former lightweight champion, all these dudes in his corner. Shout out to him, for having a strong business base around him, people that believe in him, people that have been through this, to the highest pinnacles of the sport. That's impressive, man. And shout out to Pops for doing a good job, not just training him, but raising him. Think about how hard it must be to keep a 15, 16-year-old focused on this type of job. I mean, boxing, I mean, this is, you guys know Vega, you guys that have boxed, you know the deal. Boxing and living the life of a professional or any type of fighter for that magnitude, especially a professional fighter, bro, it's not easy. It's not easy. And that's what separates the good fighters from the great fighters, bro. How you handle that whole situation, man. So it's exciting, man. It really is. Y'all guys know, like I said, I'm always gravitating towards that father-son trainer combination. I think it's absolutely special. I don't think there's anybody that's going to care for their child more than their own father. And I've told this to the Normans, so I'm always a fan of those combinations. And, shout out to the dad as well. Like I said, he's, this is a journey for him as well. Trying to turn his young 16-year-old son into a world champion, a future star in the sport. But they got a good foundation around them. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this interview as much as I did, man. I love these interviews. And if you also know a little bit of something that I do like, I think I've said this before. I love to interview the young fighters, the prospects. I just love it. I mean, yeah, I'll interview anybody. I don't give a shit who it is. It could be a prospect, a contender, a champion, a referee, a ring announcer. I don't care who it is. I'll interview them all because this is how we do it up here at the Hangout Spot. Again, if you haven't subscribed and told people this is how it goes down in the Hangout Spot, shame on you. I think everybody in here has subscribed, but more importantly, please, man, pick up the telephone, tell somebody up to subscribe to the Hangout Spot. We're close to our goal, man. Our next goal of 2,000, round number 2K. 2K subscribers. We are almost there, and we've done that. When we do it, hopefully in about a 15-month time frame, which is absolutely phenomenal. I'm so proud of that, but I couldn't be in this situation without the best family members. I don't even call you guys community members, family members in the boxing podcast world. The Hangout Spot family is unique, and I love all you guys for rocking out with me, man. Shout out to my brother, the Bandalorian, bro. What's going on, brother? Johnny, you getting to the Ring 3 event? We working on it. You going to the Ring 3 event? We are working on it, my brother. I will probably see you there. I had a great time with the Bandalorian a couple weeks ago, man. We did 2 fight cards. We did the one at Caribbean Royale on the Friday night. That was the most valuable prospect card. We did that, chopped it up, saw some great fights. And then we did the Saturday card in Kissimmee, bro. We did the Saturday card in Kissimmee, man. That was the Pro Box card that was headlined by Erickson the Hammer Lubin against Ardrell Holmes. And we had a great time, man. Shout out to the Bandalorian. That's my brother, man. For real, man. So, yeah, man, we're going to probably hook up at that, bro. We're going to probably hook up at that. Champ Ross, what's going on, man? Great stuff. I appreciate you, man. I love doing these, man. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it as much as I did. Toledo Treese. I saw, man, again, I was sifting through there to Treese. You might have had a bare knuckle question up in there at some point that I totally forgot to pull up, man. The best way to be able to get a question in is usually super chat, but I'm sorry, man. If I would have saw it, I would have pulled it up because you family. Mickey Bay should fight Tevin Farmer. Yeah, man. Well, you heard it. I don't know if you heard the beginning part of that interview. He's at the latter part of his career. He will be, if I'm not mistaken, I believe his birthday is in the end of June. I believe he's going to be 42 years old. He's been boxing for 20 years. He's fought some of the best names in his division. He's won a title, an IBF title at lightweight. And, he said it, maybe another fight or two. And I asked him at this age, what motivates you to continue fighting? And he, David King Garcia, who he helps or who he co-trains, that's his protege. He's very, very excited about him. You get the sense that even though King isn't his son, that fighting on the same card on Saturday, and that's something I should have asked him and I forgot. Like, do you feel like this is your LeBron Bronny moment, right? Where LeBron had a chance to share the court with his son, Bronny. Again, I know that's not his real son, but there's a special relationship there. I mean, he's known King since he was 10, 11 years old. He's been training him with the dad for years. So, there's a sense of family there. You got to believe that, obviously. He's excited about King Garcia. So do you feel like Saturday is going to be your LeBron Bronny moment? That was a question I should have asked him. I fucked that up. My bad. But, we ain't perfect. We almost there, but we ain't perfect.
This is nasty.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, Mickey is an OG for sure. What we get one of the worst events I've seen on pay-per-view. Which one are you talking about, Vega? Because I'm actually reading the chats backwards, which maybe I should not do. Let me go up a little bit and see what y'all going on. But yo, man, if you guys haven't smashed that like button, please do that. It is free. Yesterday's show was epic, bro. We did 3.5 hours, bro. We did 3.5 hours.
Let's go, champ. My man.
And it was all because of you guys, man. We had the calls coming in. We actually got some people on the panel. Tip Bayless was on the panel. I allowed Stock Chasers to come and cook his ass. And that's not me saying that. The chat spoke. I did a poll. I let them go back and forth and debate the whole Devin Haney T.O. ducking situation. And the chat voted. I believe at the end, it was about 67% of the chat that said that Stock Chasers cooked Tip in that debate. Shout out to you, Stock Chasers. More importantly, man, shout out to you for having the Hangout Spot t-shirt on when he jumped on the panel, bro. Can I get an amen? Or an air horn, which is my substitute for an amen. I think I got to get an amen. I'm sorry, amen soundbite. Can I get an amen for Stock Chasers? Yep, that's right. He had the Hangout Spot t-shirt that he won in the raffle. I'm actually working on getting some more inventory because I got some people that have reached out and they want a t-shirt. I'm actually going to be doing t-shirts, probably some hats, maybe shorts. But to begin with, we'll start with t-shirts. And then hopefully I'll put them out there so you guys can support, and buy one. So I'm working on that as we speak. Once I get a full inventory in, I will definitely let you guys know so that hopefully, again, you can purchase one and support the movement, bro. This is how we doing it up. That Hangout Spot is on the rise. Prospects going to turn contender very, very soon. And one day champion. That's right, baby. That's the mentality that I have. And we going to make that happen because we going to win. We are focused and driven. With you guys behind me, there's no way I can lose. Toledo Tree said it's not too late for a son, Johnny.
It smelled like a toilet full of nasty ass shit, okay?
They ain't happening, bro. That ship sailed, Trees. I'm old. On top of that, hell no, man. I ain't trying to raise no kids in this day and age, bro. Me and wifey, we good. We got 2 small dogs. Those are our children. And they are enough. Joaquin Arizola, what up?
Let's go, champ. My man.
Appreciate you. Appreciate you rocking out on a Wednesday night. Hey, man, he never answered my MFing question. Who is he sparring? He just said older people. I know you were looking for names, but maybe there wasn't any well-known names, bro. Vega, why are you so angry, bro? I know why Vega's angry, bro. I know exactly why Vega is angry, bro. Vega is angry because his opponent for Border Wars wants 2K to show up, bro, or else he ain't fighting, bro. That shit is...
That shit is a 2-pack of ass.
Now go home and smoke some more crack.
That's terrible. Vega, what's the plan, bro? What is the plan, bro? Michelangelo was good. Yeah, nasty work, bro. Stock Chaser said he's 34. What do you mean by that? Oh, and he got a 16-year-old daughter? Yeah, I wish I was 34 years old. I had a son at 49. Eddie Alvarez, what's good, my brother? What is good?
My man.
You had a son at 49, Johnny? Whoo, Lord.
Now go home and smoke some more crack.
Bless you, Eddie. Bless your soul, brother, but I am not doing that, bro. Not gonna happen, bro. Not gonna happen. I think me and wifey, and I'm sure wifey will attest. We are actually good, bro. We are good. I wanted to throw a super chat goal out there, but y'all was hooking me up yesterday. I appreciate y'all, man. Appreciate y'all. Listen, I threw the link in the chat, bro. I'm about to take some calls, man. I'm about to take some calls. Let me pin this. Let me pin this to the chat, man. Smash that like button if you guys ever done so, please. And like I said, man, we are close. We are close to that next goal, bro. Nice round number, 2K in 15 months of doing boxing content here at the Hangout spot. Help me get to 2,000, bro. Help me get to 2K, bro. Tell a friend to subscribe to the Hangout spot, bro. And I appreciate so far all the super chats that you guys send in. Every donation counts. Every penny counts. We're putting in that work. So I appreciate you guys, hooking a brother up. That's right. Stock chasers, call in, man. Let's talk some boxing, bro. I ain't ready to call it, bro. Yesterday we did 3.5 hours. Now, granted, I don't think we're doing the 3.5 hours today, bro. I was tired, man. I loved it. But I guess maybe it was because I wasn't mentally prepared for it. If I'm mentally prepared for it, I could go, man. I could go half the night with y'all. I love it. But especially if the calls are good, the conversation is good, I can do it. But I don't know if we're gonna do 3.5 hours today, but I do want to keep this party going. So let's get some calls in. Yo, Quinn lowered the amount to 1544. Oh, he did. He lowered his demands. Does that mean he took out the Neo and Bobby V tickets? Because I'm thinking this dude wanted concert tickets too in his package, bro.
This is nasty.
I can't. I mean, this is crazy. This is an amateur tournament, bro. I mean, if you can't afford to fight, then don't fight. But I mean, the community coming through for this dude. I heard somebody in the chat, Vega asked for 5K word. Vega, you need to come back. And Vega, you was cooking on your call today, man, when you would go back and forth, when you were going at Ness, bro. Vega was preaching, bro. Vega was preaching, bro. For real. I mean, he was throwing shots at Ness, bro. Factual shots, bro. For sure, bro. I saw somebody in the chat say it sets a bad precedent too for future border wars. I agree, bro. This is an amateur tournament, man. Stock chasers said, don't pay that fool. Don't pay that fool. Who the hell does he think he is? It's crazy, bro. But let me tell you something. One thing I will say about the Boxing Voice community, bro, it is the best community in boxing podcasting, bro. I aim to be in that, in that conversation one day. They come through for the community, man. They do come through for the community. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, they've come through for me as well. I mean, the community shows me some love, a lot of love. They welcome me with open arms, and I appreciate, the community and what the Boxing Voice and Nesta Gibbs has done for me so far. We just looking to take the Hangout spot to the next level. But yeah, man, get them likes up. Yesterday we maxed out like at 130 something likes, bro. We were cooking yesterday on a live show, bro. Shout out to y'all that were a part of that. But again, we had calls coming in. One thing I want to share with y'all real quick. I don't know if y'all saw this, but I would like to generate some conversation around this. I saw this earlier and intrigued me. And when something intrigues me, let me share my screen real quick. Hold on. While I'm doing that, pick up your phones and text somebody and tell them to subscribe to the Hangout spot, please. It would be greatly appreciated. Thank you very much. And if you haven't hit that like button, do so, please. Let me share my screen real quick. I don't know if you guys seen this, but the Ring Magazine put this post out early on IG, man, and I thought this was extremely intriguing to me. The future of U.S. boxing is in safe hands. And look at the picture that they put up, bro. I love this post. I really do. Because look at these fighters in this post, bro. The future of American boxing. Now, again, I was reading some of the chats. Oscar De La Hoya says so many others are missing. I get it. You can't put everybody in one poster. But I see some other people in the chat that were bringing up the fact that there weren't champions in there. Like somebody mentioned Bam Rodriguez. There you go. Where's Bam? Obviously, he's a young star in the sport. Somebody else mentioned Brian Norman Jr., who I would agree, 24 years old, is a champion. But I think obviously this list is concentrated solely on guys that have not won a title yet, right? I think this is a really, really good poster, man. I mean, you got Carmel Moulton, obviously, who just won this weekend. Decision 8-rounder, very, very exciting. People are very, very high on him. You got Ernesto Tito Mercado, my dude. We've had him on the show. We love Tito. We're looking to get him back as well. I love his brash personality, the fact that he calls everybody out, including Shakur Stevenson. This dude wants to smoke. And if you paid attention to any of the interviews that he's done, including the one that he's done here, that shit ain't phony, bro. That shit ain't for clout, bro. This dude wants that smoke. I love fighters like that. Y'all know that I love the trash talking brash fighters. I love me a spicy press conference, and you get the feeling that Tito Mercado, as he moves up into big fights, his press conferences are going to be must see. Plus, the man can crack. Emiliano Vargas, obviously the son of ferocious Fernando Vargas. You know where he stands in the allure of Mexican boxing as a warrior. Bright future for Emiliano. Diego Pacheco. Obviously, he's going to be in a tough fight coming up against Trevor McCumbee. That's going to be a really, really good fight. Bruce Shushu Carrington, my guy, Brooklyn, New York, in the motherfucking building. We're looking to get Shushu on the show soon. He's looking for a world title at 126. Abdullah Mason, who I would probably say, as many people as I ask who they are most excited about as far as young fighters, prospects, I don't really think we should consider Abdullah a prospect anymore, but he did win Prospect of the Year for probably the second year in a row for 2024. His future is extremely bright. And again, my guy Xander Zayas, who is fighting for his first world title at the end of July, a WBO title. I mean, this is a great, great poster of a lot of future talent. But one thing I want to ask everybody in the chat is, do you agree with this list? Who do you think, or who would you say has the most potential to be the biggest star from this poster? And if there's anybody on this poster that they missed, let me know. So why don't we open up the phone lines and talk about that, man? We'll leave that as we'll talk about that. We'll put that as a conversation, man. Let's open up the phone lines, man. Let me know what you think, man. You know, let me know what you think. I just pinned the let me do it one more time. I'm gonna pin the link to call into the chat. Give me 1 second. Where is it? There it is. My bad. Don't know what the hell I was looking at. Do you agree with this list? Do you not? Is there anyone you would add? Who out of this list do you think has the most potential to be the next great American fighter or potential champion here? Let me know. I mean, if you guys want to answer in the chat, I get it. But, you know, we ain't afraid here at the Hangout spot, bro. So I would love for you guys to call in and chime in, man. And let's keep this show rolling, man. Let's keep this show rolling. And let me pin that to the chat real quick, just to make sure you have the updated link. Excuse me. Yeah, man. This is a great I saw that and I was like, wow, I love this. And it just opens up for so many different opinions and a good conversation, a good, solid conversation about what's exciting for all of us that are true hardcores. We're all hardcores, but this is exciting to me. You know, the future of the sport, man. Super exciting. Let's go out to the phone lines, man. Let's go out to the phone lines, and we got and the new. What's going on, my brother? You are live at the Hangout spot.
Yo.
Yeah, I was like, who is this? And I'm thinking, I think I know who it is, but I don't want to jump the gun, man. What's going on? That's my man, Alex Vega in the building.
What's up, man? Yeah, you know I had to
Chilling,
check
bro.
in.
I'm glad
Like I
that you're
said,
up, bro. I'm glad that you're up. I thought you
yeah,
might be happy to sleep, but I saw you active in the interview, and thank you for the super chats, my brother. I appreciate you.
nah, for sure, bro. I told you I'm off for the next couple weeks.
Oh, that's
So
right. That's right. That's right. That's right.
yeah, it's just like today, had to travel. Had to go. I don't know if you ever heard of a place called Clewiston. It's like in the middle like south middle of Florida. Nothing
Mhm.
out there. So I'm just a little bit tired. But yeah, man, I'm glad you brought up that poster, bro. Like yeah, I was interested to see exactly like what was it? Because there's prospects, there's young child, title contenders, Shushu's about to fight for an interim. Xander's get we know that boy's gonna go snatch up that WBO title.
Can't wait, bro.
But
I'm so excited, man.
and I like the question you're posing. So the question is right, is who do I think is gonna be the biggest star out of all those cats, right?
Talk to me.
Oof, it's tough, right?
That's what I'm saying. If you really look at that list, I was like, damn, I don't even know if I could pick one.
Okay, I want to say, I want to say Xander, right?
Mm.
I think Emiliano, something that his father's been doing is obviously he's been training them to the best of their abilities, right? All three of his sons are at different levels. And Emiliano seems to be the best one. But one thing I always notice is that he always reminds them to speak Spanish and to speak to the Mexican people. And they're loved. We had Fernando Jr. on the show on TBV, and he spoke about how some people disliked them. But I mean, every time I hear people speak about them, especially people that have been around them, bro, they get a lot of love. And then you heard Emiliano talk about like, yo, like Keyshawn, like you hating basically because I make more endorsements than you get on your check. Like,
Mm.
it's good talk. They
I like it.
perform. Yeah, they show up and they have support. They support each other. You can feel the love between all the brothers and the father. The father's been there. And yeah, man, but I think when you look at who's probably gonna be the best fighter, I think the one with the highest potential is definitely Abdullah Mason. I want to say Carmel too, but I just don't like the way Carmel's been moving up in weight. I think, of course, our bodies change. Everyone matures differently, but I just don't feel that I don't think I was ready to see him at 135 already. You know what I mean? He's not a very big guy in stature. And you hear about all the gym wars and all the people that he puts the beats on, but at the end of the day, he's still only 18 years old. They have him moving at I mean, he's been facing great opposition. I mean, Anthony Cuba, another Cuban cat. He's facing guys with great records, grown men. Maybe David Garcia could follow in his footsteps, it seems. He's 16 years old already, fighting 31-year-olds, right? But yeah, I think any of those guys can really take over, and boxing's dead. No one can say that at all. Boxing, it's always in a weird spot because financially, it's always changing. We're hearing how PBC may be losing the Amazon deal, but that's the thing though, bro. They just move on. It doesn't disappear. It just moves. So we'll see what happens, man. But I'll let you get to somebody else, bro. I'm just gonna here watching the Mets winning 3-0 over the Dodgers.
I mean, I was gonna leave you on here if you wanted to, but
Nah, I don't got the energy. Maybe I'll tap in later after I walk the dogs or something.
no doubt, brother.
All
Appreciate
right,
you,
bro.
man. Yeah, man. Alex Vega, bro. Family member in the building. I think this is a very, very intriguing list. Jersey Bob was in the chat or was in the lobby. Jersey, if you're listening, you can call in now. There's no basketball game on, Jersey Bob, so I know you can call in and talk. But again, now's the time to call in, man. How do you guys feel about that list, man? I love it, bro. I thought it would be a really good topic to generate some conversation around because, like Alex Vega alluded to, a lot of people always talking about boxing is dead. Boxing is not dead, bro. There is a shitload of talent out there in boxing. But at the end of the day, we got to keep it 100. Boxing is its own worst enemy, bro. Boxing is its own worst enemy. And us being deprived of seeing the fights that we want to see is why people say boxing is dead, but it's not dead. It just needs work. It needs work. There's talent there. I mean, look at this list, man. I'm going to bring it up again. I'm going to share my screen again. Look at this list, bro. The future of American boxing. When I saw this post, I thought of this show. I said, as soon as we're finished, with the Mickey Bey and David King Garcia interview, I want to open up the phone lines and I want to talk about this. Because this is where the future of American boxing is. Carmel Moulton. So many people are high on Carmel. Tito Mercado, Ernesto Tito Mercado. The fact that he wants smoke with all these big names, including Shakur Stevenson. And he does it in a brash way. I like that. We've had him on the show. Tito, my guy. And we will get him back on the show. He's going to be fighting on that Richardson Hitchens Cambosis card in New York City. Shout out to them. Diego Pacheco will be fighting against Trevor McCumbee. I love Diego Pacheco's potential. He's trained by my guy, Jose Benavidez Sr. I think the McCumbee fight is going to be big time. I wanted him to fight Belonga too at some point. I think they're on a collision course if all goes well. Shushu Carrington, bro, Brownsville's very own. About to fight for an interim title. 126, Abdullah Mason, everybody's favorite prospect. I think if I've asked 20 people, in the past 6, 7, 8 months, whatever it's been, who your favorite prospect is, probably 18 out of the 20 will say Abdullah Mason, and rightfully so, bro. The dude's the goods. The dude is the goods. I'm very, very interested to see what we see from him as he continues to up the competition level. Next fight is going to be a good fight. He's fighting on that card with this weekend. Keyshawn Davis against Edwin De Los Santos. Abdullah Mason will be on that card, as well as Emiliano Vargas, the son of ferocious Fernando Vargas. A lot to like there. Marketable, can fight, good looking. The total package. I'm sorry, you got to know you got to be fit. You got to be able to speak well, market yourself well in this sport. It's about star appeal. And he can fight. Xander Zayas, my guy. Shout out to Xander Zayas. He's getting his first title opportunity the end of July. Hopefully, I'll be there for that. In fact, we are looking at possibly getting to Xander's training at some point. He our dude. So, there's just a lot to like with this list, man. But now's the time to call, man. We got my man Toledo Treese up in the building. What's going on, Treese?
Yo. What up, though? Yeah, I know you hear me in the background. Shout out to all my third shift workers, man. You know how we rocking. But I just wanted to call in real quick and chime in on that list, man. Of course, the Midwest Mafia. Of course, we rocking with Abdullah Mason. Of course. That's our guy. We like him in the long way. I know he got big star potential and things of this nature. But I ain't gonna hold you up, Johnny. One thing about that list that upsets me, man, here in Toledo, in the Midwest in general, my God. What the fuck? Why ain't no heavyweights on that list, man? I don't like that. They tell me that boxing moves as the heavyweight division moves. You see me? We ain't got no American heavyweight on that motherfucker. They ain't put no Richard Torres on there. Just, you feel me? Make me feel good about my heavyweight guys. You feel me? I know everybody down on my nigga Jared Anderson because we took the L and whatnot, but we performed we went in there, we went out on our shield. You see me? We gave you an entertaining fight. It didn't go our way, but it was entertainment. It was action-packed. That's all we can ask for. You see me? They talking about my guy Jared Anderson getting that Anthony Joshua fight. That's the epitome of putting America on your back. We going in there to fight AJ. Goddamn, put my man on that list, guys. I don't like that. They need to show the heavyweight division some love, man. We gotta see that. I get that we got and this, like, I was looking at the list. I'm like, damn, them all little guys. Like I don't have anything against the little guy. I'm not even a big fan of heavyweight boxing in general per se, but I understand that American heavyweights, we need one. Richard Torres should be on that list. You feel me? It'll make us feel good. Jared Anderson should be on that list, especially if we go in there talking about putting the hands and hooves on AJ and retiring his ass for good. You see me? I don't know. What you think about that, Johnny? How you feel about us not having a heavyweight on that list?
No, that's a good point, and that was one of the questions I have for potential callers. Like, is there anybody that is not on that list that you feel should be on that list? I think at Bold Brain, shout out to you. He agrees with you. He said that he believes that Torres should belong there. I don't have a problem putting Torres on there. Yeah, you're right. You're right. But again, it's good conversation, right? It's good conversation. Great call. I want to know who else, because the first person I was thinking about, but he's not obviously American. This is an American. This is Moses, right? Atuma.
Yeah. But he UK though.
Right.
Yeah.
He's from the UK. So I was like, oh shit, that's right. He's from the UK. So and he fights at that division. So I was like, oh, that takes care of my argument. But Torres is a good one. I didn't think about that one.
Yeah, man, we need Torres on there, man. I feel like, and the young people like him. You feel me? He represented us in the Olympics and things of this nature. So you would think that they would like, yeah, man. And he's a top ranked fighter. Hell, everybody on that list is a top ranked fighter. Am I tripping? Am I? If I'm not mistaken, right?
Bruce is, Abdullah, Xander, Diego's not.
Diego not. Okay.
Tito's not. They might.
Carmel not, and Carmel
not, and Emiliano Vargas is. So 4 out of the 7.
Okay, so yeah, Richard, yeah, man, my guy need to be on there, man. He's our representative. I do, like I say, man. Him, Jared Anderson, they all we got right now in the American heavyweight division. We got, and speaking of American heavyweights, I want to mention our guy Dante Stone and our guy Devin Young. If you guys haven't been watching that WBC Grand Prix, we got 2 guys in that heavyweight tournament in that bracket, you feel me, who representing the USA. So we got to support them guys, man. It's important that we establish us an American heavyweight. You see me? And Jared Anderson, put hands and hooves on motherfucking AJ, man. Retire his ass for good. You feel me? Have him eating crumpets and bits or whatever the fuck they eat over there. He's cooked. But shout out to the Hangout spot, man. Shout out to my third shift workers, man. Y'all be cool.
Appreciate you, Trees, bro. Trees always representing at work, man. Always represent. I appreciate y'all. Keep the chat cooking, man. We're going back out to the phone lines. My brother Jersey Bob is up in the building. Bob, I was like, he better call back because there's no game tonight.
Man, I'm watching hockey right now.
You watching hockey? Okay.
Yeah, this is when it's going into overtime. I started watching it. I don't often watch hockey. It was in third period. Edmonton scored, man. Nothing else on. So
I feel you. I do the same
hockey,
thing
man.
I do the same thing sometimes. Like I gotta have something in the background, or I gotta be watching something sports related.
So I know Abdullah Mason. I know the Vargas. Who else is on that picture? I couldn't really see the picture. Who?
Hold on. Let me pull it back up here. Hold on. You got Carmel Moulton, you got Ernesto Tito Mercado, you got Diego Pacheco, you got Bruce Shushu Carrington, Abdullah Mason, Xander Zayas, and Emiliano Vargas. I put it up on the screen.
Yeah, I like Shushu. I like him. Xander Zayas. I mean, he was talking about Richard Torres, man. Nobody think Richard Torres is gonna be a star or anything, man. I mean, serviceable heavyweight, maybe. He's not gonna be a star. So we was talking about no way. Jared Anderson, now he lost and how he looked, no way he's a star. You know, they talking about this article's talking about people being stars, correct?
Yes, like the next the future of American boxing. So future stars in the sport. Yep.
You gotta be real. Yeah, he said here's no heavyweight star. It gotta be somebody not from America. Maybe it's Moses Atama, but he's not. But yeah, them guys, trio he mentioned, man, no way Richard Torres is a star. No way, man. No way. He just ain't got it. You know, he don't have that star potential.
Okay.
So, but yeah, it's got to be lighter weights, man. All the heavyweights is playing tight end and doing other stuff. We know that. So, yo, you was on with Two-Tone. Yo, you should have told your guy to tell Danny Garcia he better never make any more music. Two-Tone was that was the worst music I've heard in my life. He was right. That was the worst.
I know
Seriously.
I put that out there, but what do you expect, man?
I mean, I know Yeah, that was terrible, man. He need to stop. I know he do other stuff, but that music, oh yeah, that was awful, awful, horrible.
I feel you,
Tone was
man.
on point with that. Um, we ain't get we gotta say you. So Tibbs, man, you against the firing?
Tibbs?
Yeah, but
Yeah,
the
man.
Knicks, and you said it was,
You know, Tibbs is the scapegoat, man. You know, I look at the body of work, man. You know what that team was before he got there. The fact that you know, they depleted a lot of the bench. They gave up a few first rounders from McHale. I don't think they were as deep in the bench. And I thought, all that being said, you know, the Knicks look the Knicks. I mean, the third seed. They upset the Celtics. Nobody really had them beating the Celtics coming into that series, and they lost, in my opinion, to a better and deeper Indiana team. Like, and a lot of Bridges. Where was he? You know, so I thought Tibbs was a scapegoat. I wouldn't have fired him. What about you? You agree with that?
I mean, I talked to a bunch of people. I can see it both ways. I mean, they were like, I guess they're saying that he ain't gonna change. Now he did play more people, and I guess John, you saying if he had more people, he would play more people.
Well,
But
yes
the
and
Knicks
no.
is saying he ain't gonna play anybody. He gonna play his 7 guys, and
Yeah.
that's it.
So that's the only criticism I would have against Tibbs. It's been known for that he will run his players into the ground. Vegas says I don't know basketball. Vegas, screw you. I do know basketball. It's just I don't really rock with it as I used to because it's a different game. Like the game that I grew up loving, half court defense. You know, it's changed. You know, they jacking up threes. It's an offensively driven league. They're flopping. So I'm not a fan of today's game, but I know basketball.
And I gotta go touch on this, the border wars. Yo, I don't know why. I know that's like our community is great. Why are y'all paying for grown men? If a
Don't
grown man can't
don't
afford
say y'all.
something, he don't belong going to some boxing tournament. I ain't putting no money up for a grown man. I'm
Don't
sorry.
don't say
That's
y'all because I ain't
crazy.
doing it. I agree with you.
I ain't giving no grown man money. I need money. Then you don't need to be going to border wars.
I
That's
agree. It's an
easy.
amateur tournament, bro.
Crazy.
If you ain't
I
got the
ain't giving
money to
you
go there and
money.
fight, don't fight.
I'm not paying for you or whatever. Man, people paying for people the registrar and stuff, man, you crazy. You man, listen.
Not
Some
me.
things you ain't supposed to do. If you ain't got the money, don't do it. That's a problem with our country. If you ain't got the money to do it, don't do it. And the community great. Y'all not great. You enabling these dudes.
Well,
Stop paying for these guys.
the reason why I say the community is great, Bob, because they, at the end of the day, they're gonna end up paying for it. Watch, mark my
Um,
word. That's what's gonna happen.
but that's a bad thing. So I know that is. I know it's like, oh, they get no. Stop helping these dudes, man. I'm serious. If I can't afford, I don't drive a new car. Now I probably could, but it'd be stretching the budget. So I ain't buying no new car because I know better. If you can't afford something, stop spending your money and stop helping enabling these dudes, paying these guys way to get. Stop it, man. But yeah, all right, man. It's crazy. They better not. The dude really want $2,000 to go there and fight.
He won, yeah, because supposedly, again, I don't, Vega will be able to tell you the facts. I kind of caught the tail end of that show. Yeah, travel, flights. Obviously, I believe for him and his coach, hotel. Yeah, and the way he calculated it, it supposedly came out to like $2,000. Now, I don't know if that's what it is now. I was reading some chatter earlier that now it's like 1,500. There you go. Vegas said now he wants $1,544. So I guess he went on Priceline or whatever, and I
Yo,
don't know,
you can
man.
see my camera, right?
Yeah, I can see
Yo,
you.
my son, I still got. Can you see all these medals? You know how
Yeah,
many track? My son used to run
how many
track.
medals he got?
Man,
Yeah.
my son used to be nationally ranked. We used to go to nationals. He just don't want to run track anymore. Yo, I paid the money. I had to go to Houston. We flew. We had to pay for hotel. That's part of the thing. I spent the money. If you ain't got the money, don't go. That's the same with these dudes, man. Oh, they crying about, man. Are you know how many track meets I went to? Yeah, my son, man, he could have been D1 track. He loved basketball, so
Mm.
It was a wrap after a while. He didn't want to run no more. But yeah, he was ranked, man. He won
That's what's up,
8 years
bro.
old. He was national champion, and he always was finishing in the top three. But he just loved basketball more than track, man. Track ain't fun, and that's what he
I hear
said,
that.
man. Track ain't fun. It's just running.
Right,
So he
right,
want to
right.
play ball. But all right, man. I appreciate the time, and like I said, y'all dudes, man, stop putting money up for grown men. All right.
You family, bro. You always welcome, man. Shout out to Jersey Bob, bro. Shout out to Jersey Bob, bro. But yeah, when he said y'all, I was like, don't include me in that because I'm not paying for a grown ass man to go and fight in no amateur tournament, bro. I'm sorry, man. You guys to figure that shit out, bro. That's just me. But what I said, I'll stand by, bro. I'm telling you, bro. The community is gonna come through, and they're gonna pay, and Vegas gonna end up fighting Nestor's boy, bro. That's what's gonna happen. That's what's gonna happen, bro. Shout out to my brother, the Mandalorian, bro. He said, due to age, remove Shushu and add Brian Norman Jr. Bro, I would. But I think this list is just fighters that are not champions. Brian Norman Jr. is a champion right now. So yeah. But I agree. I mean, when I first saw the list, that's what I was like. Whoa, wait a second. 24 years old, he's a champion. Like, what are we doing here? But yeah, if you really, really, look at the list itself, and then you kind of read through the comments, people are saying that these are just young guys that are potential superstars in the making. Alex Vega is back to clarify. Are you going to clarify this border wars thing?
I mean, what is there to clarify? Do want some bread? Some people claim that they were gonna pay. I don't know.
So,
I don't know if he's gotten some bread already, or like you
so I
said,
got
he
two
went on
questions.
he went on price line.
I got two questions because again, I caught the tail end of both those shows. Do you feel, based on the show and the conversation and the chats, that someone's going to pay for that? They're going to pay for it eventually, and he'll get there. And number two, what the hell happened? Why did it go from 2K to 15, 44, and 35 cents or whatever? Because it's almost like to the T here.
Right.
What the fuck happened?
No, I don't think he'll be able to raise $2,000 from the Border Wars community. That is, I
Okay.
mean, well, from the TBV community, it's insane.
Because I was
Because
looking at
there's
some of the chat, like, and they were like, yeah, we'll pitch in. I don't know how much, but I'm like, yo, is these people gonna come through for this dude and pitch in? Wow, that's crazy.
But that's how it started. Like when we did the announcement for the location in Florida, which obviously fell through, there was a guy that said he was going to sponsor him because he said he need help with fees and getting his coach out. He let it be known he wants his coach there because he said his coach is the only reason why he's still boxing.
Right.
But he didn't give a number, and a dude volunteered. But then when Big Bay swung by and said, "Hey, he wanted to see if he honored his pledge," the dude was like, "Well, it was just really for the fee, like fighter fee, which is like 150." I guess the dude just reneged on it, and then that's when Big couple weeks later, Big Bay came up with two racks, man. He made an Instagram post that Ness shared today, and that's where the 1544. He likes to call me a la verga, like I mean that's like ain't that like a Mexican saying, like go to hell?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Sounds like it.
But
Yeah.
he likes to keep saying that. I'm like, bro, like if you just say verga by itself, like you're not looking very good. I mean, you told me suck your D, now you're saying verga, like
Mm,
it's a little bit of a theme there, buddy. But
right.
yeah, man, we scrapped him, we kicked him to the curb. We gotta set a precedent. I keep telling Ness that, like, you know, listen, I love Ness. Ness has given me opportunities. Ness, like, if I've ever, a few times I have called him, man, we have great conversations about boxing. Like, he's a real cool dude,
Mm-hmm.
but he gets in these weird modes, like mindsets, right? And when it comes to Big Bay, it's like a soft spot of some sort. And I don't get it because it's like, bro, Like you've known me for years. Like we've met a couple times. I've done stuff for you. You've helped me with things. Like, I'm a big part of the community, Border Wars, the show. Like, you know? And
Yeah,
it's like, bro, how come you don't show me the same grace? Like it made me feel some type of way, but Ness, like another thing, but Ness is like, he know I can take it. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I don't mind the shit. I love shit talking. But it's just like, bro, can I get a little bit of
Like
appreciation? Like,
where's your loyalty at type shit, right? Because I kind of feel that,
you know, kinda like it ain't that deep, but at the same time, it's like, can you play both sides?
right.
Like,
You
where's the
know,
both sides? Like, it's never both sides.
I chalk it up as this, man. Him just playing the promoter card, right?
Bro,
I
what promoter does that?
I
Promoters promote, they speak highly of their fighters. I've never
maybe
seen a promoter talk shit unless the guy talks shit first about the promoter.
I don't know, bro. I can't call that. But yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, I think he does know that you can take it on the chin, and hopefully it will make for an even better and more compelling fight, because obviously, with all the shit that he talks, I would think that you'd want to knock this dude's head off and then
Yeah,
look at Ness
well,
and yell at him and go, "Wow, what?"
oh, I envision it all the time. I mean, I did it last time. I told Ness I was gonna stop, dude. Ness said, "Oh, stoppages are hard." I'm like, "Yeah, no, yeah, stoppages can be harder than him, but I'm gonna stop him." Like, bro, I knew I was
No
way
doubt.
better than him. I knew he wasn't gonna be able to deal with what I have, and I beat the living shit out of that. Chris Vega, nice guy. Like, I got no disrespect to him as a person. Dude showed up. Yeah, he ain't asked for $2,000. Yo, Chris Vega drove 15, 20 hours. And then after the fight, drove to Minnesota from Milwaukee, which was like another like 6 hours or something. I mean, not Minnesota. Yeah, yeah,
Wow.
from Milwaukee to Minnesota, it was like 6 hours to then drive back to Texas. Like, you know what I mean? Like what Jersey Bob said. Like, we're grown ups. No one's forcing you to do this, and
Right.
that's what it is. He's kind of saying like, well, that's the energy. Like, I don't really, this ain't really nothing to me. But yo, if y'all want me there, like, pay up, ante up. And it's like, nah, hey, you're replaced. Now, we're fighting Anthony Forbes now. I
Okay.
met Forbes. I've seen him fight twice. He fought Big Bay, lost a unanimous decision. The last one at Border Wars 15 in Las Vegas. They're
Hmm.
about the same height.
Yep. I saw that.
Uh, yeah, yeah, different styles, but I
Good.
mean, yeah,
Good. Now you're
we
moving
get
up.
to compare it. We'll see. We'll see what happens, bro. Like, I mean, it leaves such a bad taste in my mouth, I guess. Pause, as the kids would say. Just with how everything went down. Like, so people are kind of been putting in my head, and I kind of agree. It's like, to avoid this, the only way I'll probably scrap with him is obviously if I feel like it, first of all, and second, if it's in Vegas, because I don't like the excuses, bro. Like, I got so many excuses that I can,
I hear you
I don't want to go to Watertown. Watertown's a shitty ass place.
for
Like, no
sure.
disrespect to the 700 people that live there. Like, Milwaukee's, it's not a attractive place to go. I went to Chicago last time. I mean, do I want to go to Chicago twice in a year? Maybe, but it's just not on my plans. And I'm hoping Border Wars gets to that where we're in major cities. I want to bring it here. Can't do it. It's just not in the plans. But I wouldn't mind it being in, New Jersey, New York, DC. I'm hoping Tip shows out and we go to DC. I have family in Richmond. I got
Mm,
family in Jersey. Jersey's not that far. It's like 5 hour drive. No, to DC, like 3.5 hours. You know what I mean? Like, I can
yeah.
get people there too. So, I mean, that's the thing. It's like we can make this into like a really big thing, even though we're 30 years old. But and and people don't notice in what you call it in England, they do white collar stuff, and they put 5, 7, 8,000 people there.
Dope.
Uh, we have a community member that you never met. His name's Coach Mitty. He's from a years back. He doesn't really call in anymore, but that's what he does. That's his job. He trains white collar people, just like a Fabio Wardley, right? Guy that just works in an office that says, "Hey, I want to train to fight," and they no headgear, get him in there, bam. It's all about selling tickets, man, and that's the thing, man. It's hard to sell tickets in Watertown.
I hear you, man. I hear you. But yeah, man. I mean, I think it'll still be a good event. I like that fight for you. But I want to save a lot of what you're talking about for your own show that we're gonna plan on a Sunday. So let's
Sunday.
once you get that opponent finalized, we'll get you on and
Oh,
we'll
it's finalized. I mean, I
okay.
talked to Forbes. Like
All right.
Forbes and I, like we friendly. He's a
Okay,
nice
so
dude.
we'll
It's
get
gonna
that set
suck.
up.
Yeah, it sucks. I'm gonna have to beat him up, but mm,
So we'll get that set up, and we'll get you guys both on a Sunday so you can do your own little back and forth promotion. But let me get to the super chat. Attorney Bailey, $2, my brother. Appreciate you. Nah, you didn't have to split, Vega. You didn't have to split. I was just gonna read the super chat. He said Michael Hunter is U.S. heavyweight beat Piccoli. That's a good one. Anybody agree with AB? I call him AB. That's my guy, Attorney Bailey. I appreciate you, champ. I appreciate you always supporting me, man. Everything you do for me behind the scenes, man. I appreciate you, brother. Yeah, that's a good one, man. That's a good one. Said, yeah, he did. I like that one. I mean, but you gotta. I mean, look at it. Let's look at this thing one more time. Let's look at this thing one more time. I know Vegas keeping us in the loop. He didn't have to jump off. I would have kept him on. I just wanted to read that super chat. I wanted to be respectful. Obviously, Attorney Bailey sent that in about 5-10 minutes ago, and I didn't want to have him wait while I read it. I appreciate keep the chatter going in the chat. Again, the topic is, how do you guys feel about this list, bro? The future of American boxing. And I actually linked or put the link to the live show into the chat. Hold on a second. Oh, my bad. Let me put the link in one more time for anybody who wants to call in. Now's the time. In the meantime, make sure you guys smash that like button. If you're watching this live on Facebook, throw me a like. More importantly, come on over to YouTube and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done that. And if you have done it, do a brother a favor, man. Call somebody, tell them to subscribe to the Hangout spot, and tell a friend, man. We are growing. We're trying to get to our next goal. We're almost there, bro. We're probably less than 60 subscribers to 2,015 months, bro. We are moving. Great interviews that we have on deck. I mean, we got some really, really good interviews that we're working on, bro. You guys will not be satisfied if you subscribe and you hit those notifications and you come join us here. Weeknights, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're also going to be doing Sunday shows as well. To recap, this Sunday, we're going to do a recap. There's hella boxing going on this weekend. In fact, tomorrow's show, we're going to do a call-in show so we can talk about all the fights that are going on over the weekend and get your thoughts and your predictions on what you believe is going to happen this weekend. But there's a link right there. But yeah, the topic is, for some of you guys that are asking, and again, realistically, we don't need a topic here, man. We could talk about anything related to boxing, but to kind of keep the conversation rolling with a common theme here. Again, the Ring Magazine put this post out early on IG, which I thought was phenomenal. The future of U.S. boxing is in safe hands. And you look at this, and you got to agree. Boxing is not short of talent, bro. That's not the problem. I mean, look at this list. Carmel Moulton, Tito Mercado, Diego Pacheco, Shushu Carrington, Abdullah Mason, Xander Zayas, Emiliano Vargas. There's star potential written all over these guys. But which one of these guys do you think is the future? Like the star amongst all the stars? And I love the chatter, bro. Treese called in, said, where's Richard Torres, heavyweight? We had some people in the chat that agreed. We had a caller that didn't. But I love it. This is what we do here. We debate. It's chatter. It's what's your opinion? We just had AB, Michael Hunter, heavyweight. So is there anybody you would take off this list and replace with? Who on this list do you believe will outshine the rest? That's why I really, really want to get everybody's chatter in. So for those of you guys that said, what's the topic? That is the topic. Alex Vega is back. But Alex, I also want to bring in Stock Chasers. Don't go. Because he was waiting in the back. So my brother Stock Chasers, what's going on, bro? You're live here at the Hangout spot, bro.
Yo, what's good, Johnny? Vega, what up?
What's up?
What's good, bro? What's good? Talk to us, bro.
How's my audio though? How I sound?
You sound good.
Okay. Well, first things first, man. Listen, I think his name is Big Bay Quinn. Listen, I'm gonna be honest, Vega. I don't respect it because I see all the work, all the care that you put in. I mean, like, nah, you really care about this. You feel me? So at the end of the day, it ain't like, oh, I need help or something like that. I don't know, man. It just it don't sound good to me. It don't even sound honest. You feel me? So at the end of the day, you still fighting them or you moved on from that fight?
Yeah, nah, man. We moved on, man, and that's what's best for border wars. We can't allow people to do these type of things.
Nah, yeah, as you should. That's exactly what I was telling you in the chat. I felt like we should definitely move on because two bands is crazy. Because to me, that sounds like a man that can't even pitch in 50% of his own trip. But I don't even know if it's that, Vega. I think you know what it is. He wanted to cash out, man. I feel like he knew he was gonna lose, and at the end of the day, he said, "Look, if I'm gonna get spanked by Vega, at least let me let me cash out on something, or let me cover my costs to get this." So, I'm happy that you moved on, and at the end of the day, keep doing your thing. I just I just got with yeah, no problem. I just got to been on TVV for like a month now, or whatever. But I mean, the community, is fire. And at the end of the day, like I already seen the players and all that. I mean, salute Johnny as well. Johnny's been, super cool since day one. And nah, at the end of the day, man, I see you really care about your craft. So just keep on working. And at the end of the day, I look forward to watching your fight and then hopefully making it to the next Border Wars. Just because this one I ain't gonna be able to.
So
So
what you got with the
Johnny,
list, bro?
yeah, here we go, man. I'm about to cook on that list. That list is trash.
Okay.
And listen, I'm gonna tell you why, man. 75%. Matter of fact, 80% of those dudes are gonna fail. 80% of those dudes are about to catch L's on their way up to a championship, even if they get there. I think you know what I think is happening in boxing is that so it's almost like spoiled milk type of vibes. Like, I think we have some high caliber.
Did he get cut off?
Mm-hmm.
Stock
I got
Chasers,
a
did you get a
call.
call?
You hear me?
I can hear you now. You cut off for a minute.
Okay, my bad.
Oh,
Yeah, no, I mean,
not a
listen,
minute.
I mean, Bruce Carrington being on that list is insane. The man is 28 years old. He's Benavidez' age. Get him out of here. Pack him up. You're behind. You're playing from behind, bro. And then at the end of the day, Devin is 26 years old. Look at his accomplishments. Look at Shakur's accomplishments. Look at Keyshawn Davis's accomplishments. So what I'm trying to explain is that there's dudes that really bout this and are really on a championship historic level. I don't see any of those dudes on that list being that. They don't they don't they don't really push. I feel like I mean there's some of those dudes really should have already gotten some really good fights by now. At the end of the day, they're being protected. I mean, if you look at a lot of those resumes, they trash. They ain't fighting no one, so we really don't know what they about. So I mean, at the end of the day, I feel like I'm gonna stick to what we have: Benavidez, Haney, Shakur, Tank. I'm gonna stick to what we have now. These dudes, man, they all between 26, 27, 28 years old. So at the end of the day, let's see. Maybe I'll be wrong. But I doubt it. I don't think I'm gonna be wrong because I'm looking at resumes and at the end of the day, uh the Shakurs of the world. Like we could talk about them, we could knock them or whatever. But at the end of the day, their resumes speak for themselves. These kids been world champions for years at a very early age. And then I feel like they have a lot to still accomplish. We haven't seen the best of Shakur. We haven't seen the best of Devin. And my number one sleeper is Benavidez because I feel like, yeah, Canelo's still around or whatever, but at the end of the day, man, like the product that Benavidez puts out on that ring every time he fights, I mean, it's gonna pay its dividends sooner or later. And I've seen him grow his fans. I mean, his Instagram account's been constantly gaining followers. Like, if he continues to do what he's doing, I think people laugh. Oh, the face of boxing, Benavidez. Never. He's going to be 35 by the. I mean, listen. I think people are sleeping on Benavidez because he's a dog, and I mean, he's a real dog, and he ain't scared to fight nobody. I mean, if we really look at it, he fought Morrell. Morrell was next in line, was the up and comer. A lot of people thought Benavidez was going to lose that fight. I mean, Benavidez really fought him at their prime with no problem. So yeah, man, that list is trash. I'm being honest. Let's stick to the guys we know and let's keep pushing for those fights that we want to see. Johnny, you be easy, Vega. I'll holler at you, bro.
Appreciate you, my brother. Good call. Yeah, man. I mean, this is exactly what I want. I want conversation based on this list. But and he, again, from Vega, correct me if I'm wrong. From an accomplishment standpoint, yes, he's right. There are guys that are young that have been more accomplished, but is it me or am I reading this list differently? I'm looking at guys that have not accomplished anything, that are young, that have a lot of potential to eventually accomplish what some of those other guys that he mentioned accomplished. Am I wrong by reading it that way, or?
Yeah, no, I think you're right. But when you're talking about like the future of American boxing, you have a 28-year-old on there. It kind of,
Okay.
yeah, I can see the confusion. It's like
I get
you
what you're
have
saying.
you have a guy like Bam who's, I don't know, 25 years old. You know, what you call it? You got Boots who's like what, 27.
I get what you're saying.
Shushu's on there for 28, and Boots has spoken about aspirations of being a three division undisputed champion. Like why is this the assembly of guys?
I
You
look at
know?
as I look at as the young guys, the prospect guys that can potentially be what those other guys are. And again, I'm giving everybody a different perspective of how to look at it. Great call, though. Absolutely great call. Mo Brains, shout out to you, my brother, with the $5 super chat. He said, in the words of the great Treese, damn stock, chill. Let me build my fighter. So that's how I mean, I'm looking at it like this. Like these guys are moving towards, or what we feel are the future, where they're moving towards potentially being stars.
Right.
But
All these
maybe
guys
again,
are
maybe
on
there's
the
some people
brink
that need to be
of
taken
the
off of
next
there.
level.
Yeah, maybe there's some people that, and this is the part of the conversation. Who do you feel? So one thing I forgot to ask Stock Chasers, maybe Stock, you could in the chat, who do you feel should be on that? Do you feel like there is anybody on that? Because you said the whole list is trash. So should everybody just be off of it, or maybe a couple stay and then you take a couple off? Again, I'd be curious to see what you guys say. Keep the calls coming, man. Let's go out to Alberto. Alberto, what's going on? What you got for us, brother?
Yo, can you hear me?
Loud
Yes,
and clear,
sir.
brother. What's going on, bro? You
Yeah.
live.
What's up, Johnny? What's up, Vega?
What up?
What are y'all cooking on? What's the
Uh,
topic?
this post that the Ring magazine put out, the future of American boxing, and they said the future of American boxing is in safe hands, and they have Carmel Moten, Tito Mercado, Diego Pacheco, Shushu Carrington, Abdullah Mason, Xander Zayas, and Emiliano Vargas on this poster. So I guess my question is, do you guys agree with this? Do you guys think that these guys are the future of American boxing? Is there anybody you would take off and you would put on? Take it away, brother.
No, that's a solid list. I would just take off Carrington, for the same reasons that Stock Chaser said. I mean, dude's 28. So honestly, he should already be unifying titles, maybe 2 division champ at this point. So, but no, Johnny, I want to talk about Haney. Johnny, I think the Haneys. What do you think's gonna happen, Johnny? Because I just keep replaying that scenario in my head. Who do you think they're gonna fight next?
The Haneys?
Yeah, that I use them in tandem because Bill kind of tells Devin what to do. So like, what do you think Bill's gonna choose for Devin to do next?
No, I feel that. I get that. Great question, man. I mean, we had some chatter about that yesterday. I still feel like they circle the wagons and this TO fight happens. Especially since everybody has gone, let's take down our post. Let's get back to so I take that as let's get back to the table and let's get this damn deal done, because I still feel that the Haneys and Teofimo feel like this is probably the best option going forward for both of them financially as well. That's my opinion. What you got, Vega?
Yeah, I think, like you said, with them deleting the tweets, that's a sign that hey, we're going back to the table. It'd be a shame if he's waiting on Ryan Garcia again, because Oscar De La Hoya just said homie might go under the knife again this time. He did the wrist or the hand first. Now he's saying he's gonna do the shoulder. So there's just not many options. I mean, what could he do? A Blair Cobbs? There's just really isn't much. I think that'll get Haney up to get him paid, and people will give him credit for. He's in a tough position.
So that's what we got, Alberto. What do you think?
I disagree. I think because Haney, he looked horrible his last out. I think it was the Times Square card. He looked bad, man. Like honestly, he looked like he didn't want to get hit. So I don't think putting him up there with Tio. I think he still needs to get his confidence back. So I don't know, because he's at 147 now, and I don't think at that weight he can really take that kind of punishment, because he's kind of already shown us that he's chinny at like 135. I think Jojo Diaz cracked him, and Jojo's like a 126 pounder. So I don't know. I'm happy though, because he's gonna get exposed soon. So that's honestly what I want to see. Because I didn't like Bill, Johnny. I don't know if you saw earlier. Bill Haney posted like paperwork of Oscar De La Hoya, and I'm like, well, why are you doing all that? Like I get he's trying to defend his son, but he's like posting like sexual allegations on Oscar, and I'm just like, man, that's like really uncalled for,
So there's a lot of things that Bill Haney does that I personally like. What's the end game? I'm not understanding. Like the whole list of comparing Devin's career at 26 to all these other fighters. Like I wish I was on the panel that day, Vegas, so I could just ask Bill. Like, I'm not understanding why you did this. What's the end game? I don't understand what the purpose is. We all know, true boxing fans know, that Devin is an accomplished fighter.
But Johnny, I'm sorry.
Put this list together, I'm not understanding it. But before you get to your point, I guess I'm not understanding your question, because I thought you were asking what I think happens with Devin Haney next. I think you're kind of saying what's the best thing that Devin Haney should do. Is that what you're like, as far as fighting?
Yeah, like I just don't see where he goes from here, because I think Tio, we could kind of see he's starting to align himself with Oscar. So I think he really wants that Ryan fight. That'd be a good look, pay-per-view, so he'll get that back end money. But with you said Devin was accomplished, Johnny. I would have to say like Devin's probably the worst undisputed in history.
Whoa. But why do you say that? And I know that you're not a Devin Haney fan, and I respect that. But how is
what's the best hat? What's the best hat on his resume?
Well, I mean, look at. I'm looking at in totality the body of work, bro.
That's what I'm saying. Who's his best hat?
He's accomplished. Undisputed. At such a young age. Like you can't say he's not accomplished.
I think it was like the right place at the right time, but I don't think, even when he was undisputed, I didn't think he was the best 135 pounder. I thought there was a couple guys in front of him, Tank, Ryan.
I don't know. I mean, Vega, what do you think? Because if you want to really look at it in that aspect, in who he beat, I mean, I guess we can go back and forth and say, well,
You got
he
to
beat
win
George
over
Kambosos twice,
Lomachenko.
right?
But
But
everyone
I
thought
mean,
he lost
yeah,
that
he's
fight.
been in there. He's been in there with some
Yeah.
really, really, really good fighters. I mean, people can say what they want about Kambosos, but at the time he was the champion, and he went to his backyard and he beat him, and he did it twice.
Beat the great Tio.
He right, and Kambosos beat Tio, right? So he beat the man that beat the man. I mean, I don't think we can frown upon that, even though a lot of us. I mean, we can call George Kambosos overrated all we want. I've done it in the past. Maybe I shouldn't have done it, but he's also accomplished, right? If you really want to get technical,
He's beating former champions. I mean, on
right,
that run before Tio, he beat Mickey Bey, who we just
right.
had you on the show. He beat Lee Selby, who was a former champion, and then he got that Tio fight, man.
So, yeah, man, I'm gonna stick to that he's accomplished, but I mean, I know that you're gonna probably argue that. But to answer your question, what do I think he goes from here? I truly believe that they circle the wagons and they go Tio again. I don't know if
But
that Ryan fight is gonna happen. Or at least
then
not.
but then Johnny, that's why I think for all those reasons you stated, that's why I think Tio should be the A side. He's holding all the cards because he still has his belt to fall back on at the end of the day. Devin's the one who's between a rock and a hard place. He has nowhere else to go. I mean, at 147, those dudes will hurt him. Like, I don't think he's had a knockout in like 5 years. Like, he will get hurt at 147 if he doesn't get on his bike. So I think he needs Tio more than Tio needs Devin. I guess that's all I'm trying to say, Johnny.
I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. And the whole thing moving up to 147, yeah, obviously that's a question mark based on what happened against Ryan. It's all about punch resistance. Can he be able to handle that type of punch at 147? But fighting Tio at 145, I mean, realistically, who has really Tio knocked out recently? Am I right, Vega? I mean, I mean, he hasn't really knocked out anybody in the higher weight classes since he moved up.
Claggett,
One
right?
guy.
Right.
No, he didn't. No, he didn't. I don't even think he hurt Claggett.
Yeah. I
It
mean,
was Pedro Campa.
yeah. I mean, yeah, Pedro Campa probably, but I don't know, man. I just think that yeah, I think that ultimately that's where they go back to. Tio and Devin. I still think that finds a way
They need each other at this point. But Boots not gonna fight
I
either
do
of them.
agree. I do think they do need each other, and there's a backstory there. There's a rivalry. I mean, this fight has been brewing since what 3 years. The Ryan fight against Devin that lost a shitload of steam based on what happened in Times Square. So I think this is the next best option for both of them, and I think Tio realized that at the end of the day, Boots is not happening, bro. So take the next best thing, take your 11 million, whatever it is that they're going to offer you in that bag, and just fight Devin and get it over with, bro. That's just my opinion.
But
I
will
think that's
Tio
what
get
it
his
is.
credit?
I don't think he's getting the 11 million that he
I
was
think
gonna
so.
get for Boots with Haney. I think
Yeah,
that's the
probably
issue.
not. Could that have been the holdup? Maybe the whole price tag deal. Maybe that ended. Could it have been that he doesn't feel like Tank felt at the time that he can't go to Saudi Arabia and win a decision against Devin, and he'd have to knock him out in order to win? I don't know what it is, but they'll get that shit settled. I think they'll get that shit settled.
But even if we get that fight, Johnny, as a fight fan, I'm not buying that card. I already know Tio struggles to cut off the ring against movers like that. Devin's gonna be on his bike. He doesn't have his confidence. He needs. I feel like they should have gave him a softer touch, and then maybe he would be willing to take more chances in his next fight. I feel like Devin's gonna do the same shit he did against Jose Ramirez against Tio. I don't want to see that.
Hey, man, it could be, bro, but that's why the fighters fight, man, right? I mean, that's why the fighters fight.
I really want to see Haney I just want to see him on the canvas. I need to see him get knocked out.
Who do you want to see Haney
that.
against? Who do you want to see
Who
Haney
would you
fight
want to
next?
see? Yeah, exactly. Like you tell me
Rollies.
who you want to see Haney fight.
Rollies. Okay.
Rollies.
I'm down to see that.
Oh, he said Rolly.
But Rollies don't want it. He said it multiple times. That's his son, he said.
That's true. Yeah, it's because honestly, Johnny, the way Devin fights, he's not really gonna get like a lot of like the premier names like to want to mix it up with him. It's just, yeah, man. We just gotta see. But yeah, I can't wait because I know it's coming. Like like Tank said that like people are gonna get exposed, and I feel like Haney's time is up. You know, he has like this facade where we think he's this undisputed top pound for pound kind of guy. I just don't see it with him, so I'm happy because he's gonna get exposed soon. But
But that's the thing, though. You know what you're leaving out. You're talking about him to be exposed. These guys don't want to fight him because they know it's going to be tough to beat him. So you're waiting for him to be exposed, but nobody wants to do it.
Yeah. Time will tell, bro. I mean, time will tell.
I
But
appreciate y'all, Johnny.
I appreciate you, brother.
Vega.
Yeah,
Y'all
man.
keep
Good call,
working, man.
man.
Yes,
Good
Appreciate
back
sir,
it.
and
man.
forth. That's the
Shout out
thing,
to
right? With Haney,
Alberto.
the way he fought against Ramirez, was it entertaining? Hell no. But he can do that really well. Not get hit, move around, pick his shots. That's
Yeah.
let me tell you, everyone can say what they want to say, but that's hit and not get hit. And he did it, very little hitting, but still did it at a high level.
Right. And we're talking about, Tio that has been criticized for not being able to cut off the ring. So is he going to chase Devin around? Is he going to be able to get to the inside? I mean, you know the deal. You fight. I mean, I personally don't think that Tio wants that fight based on that type of style. I think it would hurt Tio's ego more to lose to a guy like Devin than to lose against a guy like Boots moving up in weight. Because again, you know the deal now in this day and age. Well, you know what? I lost to the bigger guy because I dared to be great. But losing against Devin Haney and getting outboxed in the process to a rival, I don't know, bro. These guys, sometimes these guys are stuck in their feelings, bro. Correct. I mean, I could be wrong, but
No,
personally, I'm sorry, go ahead, man.
well, no, I was just gonna off your point. I just listened to Manny Pacquiao talk. They asked him who like the five best opponents he ever faced. He left out Mayweather. They said, why? He said, oh, because when we fought, he ran the whole time. He didn't want to stand there and fight. So to your point, you see, it's like, bro, he was just better than you.
I know I saw that. I think somebody brought that up yesterday. Might have been Jerry Soriano with a super chat. I was dying. Personally, the fight that I said that I want to see Tio take would be against a guy like Gary Antoine Russell. I think that would be a hell of a fight.
I
That's
see
me.
meeting him.
That's what I would want to see. It doesn't seem like it's nowhere near happening. I mean, those two aren't even mentioned in the same sentence, which is crazy to me because they're in the same 140-pound division. That's the fight I want to see. Devin Haney, if I have my choice, and it's because if I had my choice, I would want the Tio fight. That's just me personally. But let's say it wasn't Tio. Well, it depends on what weight. Is he moving up to 147?
Oh, Tio?
He's Devin, right? Devin is probably a 147, right?
Devin's a welterweight. Let's just say that.
I wouldn't mind seeing him against I've always said I wouldn't mind seeing him against Barrios, even though that won't happen, obviously.
Right.
Because
See,
he's
that's the
fighting Manny.
thing.
I
These
wouldn't mind seeing him
guys,
against
the
Barrios.
connections that they have, who they're signed to, who they're expected to face. I got to give Alberto that. He needs Teal, but it's the same thing with Teal. Teal wants that 147 magic. And, staying at 140, there's nothing there that's going to get him paid like fighting Devin Haney. That's just what it is. And that's what he wants. He wants the moolah. And say what you want about Haney. People know who he is, especially within boxing and even a little bit outside boxing. They know what happened with Ryan. They're familiar with him. If Teal fights him, it's that's the biggest fight he can make besides fighting, obviously, Tank Davis or Ryan Garcia. Maybe Raleigh's really, but they're cool.
I mean, Rolly was a good when he brought that up. I didn't really think about that before, but do you think that that the Ryan Devin fight happens one day?
It just feels like it's inevitable, doesn't
Yeah.
it? I
Yeah,
mean,
that's what I'm saying.
they're tied together forever. They're always going to be every interview they have, every fight, it's going to be brought up. So if it doesn't happen now, It's gonna happen 3 to 4, 5 years. Probably when they're both probably beaten up or swimming in money. The hunger ain't there, and we're gonna watch it.
Yeah. Well, if you're gonna tell me that that's when it's gonna happen, then I'd rather it happen now.
I mean, it's like with Norman and Boots. I'm okay with it not happening at 47. I'm cool with it. It happens at 54. I don't feel the need. I need to see that fight right now.
Which
What I
one?
want to of Norman versus Boots. I don't feel the yeah. I think Boots is better at 54, and I think Norman's gonna be better with more years. So really, at 54, it's probably a better fight. But if we can make it now, let's make it now. We get a rematch at 54, maybe.
Yeah. No, listen, that's the fight that they want. Um, but I wouldn't have a problem if they let him marinate either. I mean, Brian Norman Jr. is 24 years old. There's still plenty of time for that fight to happen. It's just there's a lot of momentum, man. A lot of back and forth. I mean, they want it. They actually want it before he splits to 154. They like to have that fight at 147, but
Well, of course, because they know that boy's draining himself like crazy. Why wouldn't you?
yeah,
Especially, and then you're making more money the rest of your career, win or lose, most likely.
nah, for sure. For
You
sure,
become
man.
that. You lose, Boots moves up. You're still the man at 47. You can get them belts back, and everybody wants to come see you because you fought Boots.
Yep, I hear you. I hear you. I put the link, man. Now's the time to call in. We got boxing outcome. What's going on, champ? Talk to me.
What's good? You hear me?
Yeah, man. Loud and clear, man. What's going on?
Oh, that's what's up. What, I came in here late, so basically when Alberto was talking, we just is a free topic right now.
Well, we were talking about the list that
Bill Haney got.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
The list that Bill Haney got.
No. We were talking about the list that the Ring magazine put out with all the future of American boxing that had Moten, Tito Mercado, Diego Pacheco, Abdullah.
Yes, I seen that. I reposted.
Yeah, we were talking about that, and then it kind of morphed off into Tio and Devin, which was what we were talking about yesterday. Does that fight happen? Does it not happen?
Yeah,
so that's really where we were at with it.
So what do you think? Do you think he's scared to go to Saudi Arabia? You think he won 20 million? You think he want to get paid what Ryan was getting paid, or what's the deal with that? What you think?
Well, we had a 3.5 hour show yesterday where we talked about that, and all of that shit came up.
Yeah, sure.
The truth is, I'm not sure. A lot of people seem to think that he'd rather fight this fight in the States, man, instead of having to go all the way to Saudi and risk losing a close decision because he feels like, the same thing that Tank felt. That they don't feel that he can win a decision against Devin Haney in Saudi because he's down with Turkey and them. But I don't know. The truth is, I don't know. And Tio has not come out and said anything unless I've missed it.
All he said today was that he's not fighting somebody pretty much that doesn't have a belt. He's trying to get belts, apparently. That was his Twitter thing. Now, today, the person's calling out Haney right now is Arnold Barbosa, and he beat Jose Ramirez, remember? But the thing is that Golden Boy said that they don't want to make a Haney fight. And Arnold Barbosa is under Golden Boy. So who's, I don't know. You think that promoters let fighters pick their fights if they really want to?
If promoters let their fighters pick a fight if they really want to?
Yeah, like say for instance, because like the promoter's investing in the fighter, right? So marketing purposes, they don't want their fighter to catch a loss. But if a fighter for some reason like the ego gets in the way, he's like, yo, fuck it. Tell him send the papers. I'm signing that shit right now.
I think that's the way it used to be back in the days. Correct me if I'm wrong, Vega. Today, I think that the fighters really kind of allow the promoters to call the shots. I mean, back in the days, you had guys like Gotti that said, the next fight, I want Mickey Ward rematch. I don't want to fight anybody else other than Mickey Ward, which is the way it should be, right? I've always the relationship between the fighter and the promoter, the way I've always seen it, correct me if I'm wrong, is that the promoters work for the fighter. Get me that fight.
Eddie Hearn.
Right, but it's not the same anymore. Now it's like the promoters are like, whoa, calm down. Let me handle this, and in the process, we will try to make it, worth your while financially. And I think that's why the fighters are like, okay, then do what you need to do. So, to answer your question, I don't believe. I believe 9 out of 10 times it's more the promoter,
Okay.
that will advise the fighter this is
situational,
where
I
we need to
think.
go. Yeah, it could be right. But if you're asking me, you're pinning me to the corner, you're putting a gun in my head and actually to pick one or the other, that's what I'm picking.
Yeah, for sure. I had a question. I don't know if you guys know the answer to this, because it blows my mind that we're in 2025 and certain things haven't happened in the boxing world. For instance, the Zone, does Eddie Hearn own anything of that, or is just Matchroom? He's just Matchroom.
Yeah, I don't think it has anything to do with the network itself. It's just
Got it.
Yeah.
So what holds up these millionaires, PBC, Top Rank, etc., whatever the case may be, from actually paying a developer for an app where people can sign up and see the fights? I don't get that. We're in 2025.
Yeah, I mean,
I
I'm
don't
not
get
sure, man. Yeah,
because they're always looking to broadcast somewhere. So Top Rank, the contract is about to be up in ESPN, and a few people actually on Twitter today posted up about PBC and Amazon not being interested in it no more. That once the deal is off, they don't want to deal with that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
You
I
gotta
mean,
remember though, these promoters, they deal with other networks because they're getting money from them. So for them to develop their own app and stream their own thing, their own fights and such, that's not getting the money up front. That's them having to make money in the back end. If you recall, Manny Pacquiao versus Brandon Rios was a top ranked pay-per-view. It wasn't a network pay-per-view, and that wasn't something they made big money. They had to bring that to Macau for them to try to get some more money. So
For sure.
that's a big thing for them to get money from a network up front, a budget.
Wait, so the network gives them money?
Yeah, it gives them money,
got you.
and
I see what you're saying.
that's why they get a certain amount of shows a year,
Got
and
you.
that's why you'll see with certain promoters they'll do a pay-per-view that maybe you're thinking why, but that's because the budget's out or they're
I thought
trying to
they had to
save on the
pay for the
budget.
airplay, or like for the broadcasting. No, because I mean honestly,
We
like,
saw that with PBC.
because basically, obviously, when they create an app and everything, as far as I know, when even free games came out or free apps came out, they fill that app up with advertising, and that's how they make their money. You know what I'm saying? So I see that as an investment. I don't understand why they haven't done that. Like, that is, I just don't. It's kind of like weird to me, that part. But other than that, you ready for Saturday, man? Who you got between Keyshawn Davis and Edwin De Los Santos?
I'm taking Keyshawn, man. I'm taking Keyshawn in that fight. I think it's going to be a tough fight, though.
Yeah,
I
like Keyshawn. You know why I like Keyshawn? Because he doesn't like, if he wants to go to the body, he'll try to go to the body. He's like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, he goes for the kill. He sets you up. You know what I mean?
He has dog in him.
Uh-huh.
And that's what I like about Keyshawn. He says it, and he's not capping. He likes to fight.
Yeah.
I like to fight.
Yeah.
And De Los Santos likes to fight.
Yeah.
So that's why I think while it lasts, it'll be entertaining. People shitted on me in the Boxing Voice a while ago when I said that. I like this fight on a scale of 1 to 10. I think I said an 8, and we're like, 8.
Yeah,
He's getting another 3 layoff. I'm like, I don't know. I just think stylistically, for as long as it lasts, it's gonna be a good fight, a good scrap, a good fight. That's what I think. But I like Keyshawn, man. I think there's something special there, and I, obviously this is a big step up for him. But I like him. I like him, especially at home, bro. There's something about him.
Right.
He is not intimidated with fighting in front of his home crowd. Like, he's that guy.
The last question I have is, did you see the fight of Joel Lee Hernandez versus Kyron Davis. Do you think that the coach honestly, like, Breadman should have thrown the towel in?
That's a good question.
I felt like by the eighth round he should have threw it in, man.
Listen, one can make an argument. Vega, correct me if I'm wrong. One can make an argument that he could have, but then one can make an argument that the guy was, you know, he was still trying.
Right.
So
just enough.
Right. That's what I'm trying to tell you. It wasn't like he was getting, you know, he was still doing enough to be able to say, you know what, I'm trying. So I think it would have been unfair to the fighter to do that. I mean, he was getting hit hard with a lot of shots, but I don't know.
Got shot out. He didn't win that one round.
I know, but I mean, it's hard for me to describe what I'm saying. He was still, even though he wasn't winning rounds, he was still competitive enough to be able to say,
yeah, like he was able to sit there and still throw.
You never know what can happen
if
you allow me to continue. It wasn't like he was, hurt to the point where
getting dropped over,
right?
Over and over,
So
or
I
buckling.
mean, you can make. My guess to answer your question is you can make an argument either way. But again, if you're putting me to the corner, you're putting a gun to my head. No, I was cool with him allowing him to continue.
All right, thank you so much.
It wasn't like the Lamana fight.
Thank you for calling in, bro. You got to keep calling in, my brother. I appreciate you.
Sure. I just caught it on YouTube. I was busy getting, you know, my re-up, but
this is how we do it up, bro. Subscribe, tell other people, bro. We are doing it up here at the Hangout spot, brother. Welcome to the family.
Yeah,
appreciate
the
it, man.
call.
Peace, salute, man.
Salute, man. We got a new caller there, man. Shout out to Boxing Outcome, man. Shout out to Boxing Outcome, man. Let's go back to a regular caller, Fight Sport Talk. What's going on, champ? Talk to me.
What's up, guys? Thanks for having me on as always. And I wrote that comment in the chat backstage just because this man was Boxing Outcome was asking, you know, why do the fights not get made? And I thought, man, what a concept! Why do fights not get made in boxing that we want to see? Best fighting the best, and I just couldn't help of you know, when I called in yesterday, Johnny, I was on the road and I had my frustrations with Tio. And I just came off a call on another show where the host was great, but man, the guy, the other guest was a big Teofimo apologist. He said, you know, maybe this fight could still happen. I thought, well, I'll just say this about Tio. If the fight gets made, I will very happily say I was wrong. And hey, maybe him spazzing out online actually made the fight bigger. Who knows? But if he really is paranoid about going to Saudi Arabia, well, first of all, there's two major problems with that. One, this Tio, and I love Tio, but he's had favorable judges in his call. Like one judge had him winning 11 rounds against Loma, crazy. He got the win against Martin, which, you know, was close. I thought he clearly lost to Ortiz. At the very most, it was a draw, and so he's saying, oh, maybe Devin will get favorable judges. There's no evidence of that as far as I'm concerned. And secondly, the justification is that maybe he'll get screwed over because he's upset Turkey. It's like these fans don't want to admit, well, maybe Tio should have kept his mouth shut. Like, if you keep your mouth shut, and sorry, what's your name, brother? I don't think we've met before.
Oh, yeah, Alex.
Yeah, I see you nodding your head, man. It's almost like these fans, they don't want to admit, well, if Tio just did the basic thing and kept his mouth shut, you wouldn't have to worry about this. So we'll see. I'd love to, I don't want to repeat everything I went off on yesterday, Johnny, but I'll just say if he does go to PBC, again, he's not going to get the same money he would have got with Turkey. There's good fights for him there. You know, there's Pueo, there's Russell. If he wants to get a welterweight fighter, yeah, I'm sure he could do that. But there's no guarantees, and it was a lot simpler if he just stuck with Turkey. So I don't know if I can say anything more there. Keyshawn, yeah, I don't know if we're going to learn much about this De Los Santos fight because, you know, De Los Santos big, strong, and, you know, Keyshawn looks very good when you meet him head on. But he's been out for how long, and a health scare, like I have a feeling this is going to look like the Borinchik fight. Maybe not as bad, but it's just we know Keyshawn's good. We just don't know, until these big fights get made, we don't learn about these guys when they fight knockover jobs. No offense to De Los Santos. So I think Keyshawn could be the best in the world. I'd certainly pick him to beat Tank based on Tank's last performance. We'll see how the rematch goes, and I could say a lot about that. But yeah, I'm just kind of going off at the moment. What else is there that you wanted to bring forward?
Just wanted to get your take on the list that I put up earlier. I'm not sure if you saw it, but
I did. There was I caught the list briefly. This was the ring list, right?
Yeah, the future
Correct.
of American boxing that had Moulton, Mercado, Pacheco, Carrington, Mason, Zayas, and
Zayas.
Emiliano.
Yeah, well, I guess Mason, who we're going to be seeing soon, big fan of him. Obviously, I love his grit. I mean, everybody talks about this. I think he needs to work on his defense a bit. But the most important thing of guys is when you get dropped, you get up and fight. Like be like Aaron Pryor. Get up, spit in your opponent's eye, and knock him out. Who else was on that list?
Let me see. Hold on.
Yeah, Shushu.
Shushu, Diego Pacheco, Tito Mercado, Carmel Moulton, Emiliano Vargas, Xander Zayas.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. I'll say Shushu and Xander Zayas. Zayas, if he would have got the fight with Fundora, I think he would have won pretty handily. And 154, maybe the deepest division in the sport. So yeah, I'm very excited for Zayas, and he's kind of like Keyshawn. He hasn't really been challenged yet, but he's looked really good when he's fought. So yeah, I'm a big fan of him. Carrington, he's an interesting one because, well, again, great fighter, well built. He's also in a solid division. The fight that Fulton's no longer in the division, so we can throw that out. I'm just not sure how he's going to do with somebody who can stick and move on him. But yeah, big fan of him as well. And yeah, thanks for having me on as always, guys. Love to jump on in the future, and yeah, always a pleasure.
You're always welcome, my brother. Great call, man. Shout out to
I didn't think 3 minutes was enough for him, bro. I liked the way he was speaking about
Oh, he's
boxing.
great, man. No, I'm gonna have him jump on the panel with me one day and break down some fights, man. I love his calls, man. And make sure y'all follow him as well. Josue, what's up, bro? Talk to me, man. You live.
What's up, Johnny? How's everybody doing? I hope everybody's having a good night. What's up, Hangout Spot fam? Hope everybody's good. So I just wanted to talk about my boy Tio. I was gonna say that, a lot of people think that like he might be ducking Haney and all this and that, but I think that Haney, I think they're trying to do a catchweight fight or a fight at 147, I believe.
Catchweight, I believe it was going to be 145.
Right, something like that. So it's not even for a title. So I do believe, I might be wrong, but that Tio might be waiting for the Camposes and the Hitchison fight and maybe take the winner from that fight and actually fight for the IBF title.
I know Lowe's from Low Nose Boxing yesterday called in and said the same thing. He feels like that either that may happen or the winner of Puello Matias.
So that's what I'm hoping for. And like I said, I would rather see one of those two fights rather than the Haney one, simply because of the title, be a title fight. And if I do see Tio at 147, I would like it against Boots, just simply because of the titles. But other than that, like I said, I'd rather see a title fight. But that's all I wanted to say, because I'm seeing a lot of YouTube channels and everybody, trying to paint the picture one way. So I just wanted to call. I just joined the channel like a few minutes ago before I called in, So I'm not really sure what was going on in the channel, but I seen a few people saying stuff, so I just decided to call in real quick.
No, bro,
but I hope everybody's doing good,
man. It's open forum, man. We were talking about that. We were talking about that Ring Magazine posts with all the these young American fighters.
To be honest, I only heard of three of them: Moden, Sayas, and what was the other one? I forgot the other one, but I only heard three of them. And I'm not gonna lie, I seen clips of them. I haven't really seen much of them, but from what I've seen, they look pretty good. You know, I do want to like look more into them because they do look pretty promising. I do want to say that.
There's a lot of talent on that list, man.
Yeah.
A lot of young talent on that list. But Stock Chasers called in earlier and he made some good points as well. You know, he made some good points. And that's why I wanted to get everybody's feedback. Do you think that this list is something that you would consider close to accurate? Do you think this is something that you would say, nah, bro, like 3 or 4 of these dudes need to go, and I got 3 or 4 people that'll come in? Again, the way I read the list was young guys, and I know this isn't really to Shushu because he's a little bit older. He's almost in his 30s. Young guys that have never won a title.
Yeah, I think it's a pretty good list. It just depends on the age range qualification they're probably applying to it.
Yep.
No, but other than that, I think it's a pretty good list.
No doubt, brother.
So I just want to say, well, hope everybody has a good night.
My brother, I appreciate you always calling in, man, and supporting the channel, bro. You got to keep calling in, bro.
All right, for sure. Everybody have a good one, man. See y'all some other time.
Salute to you, man. Shout out to my guy Josue, bro. Calling in, showing the channel love. This is how we do it up. Treese is back from the 3rd shift. What's going on, Treese?
Yo.
What up, though?
What up, though? Damn, I missed my nigga Vega. I was inspired to call in because I heard y'all talking this. Oh, okay. Bingo, we got action. I was inspired. I heard y'all talking about Devin and Tio and shit like this. You feel me? I got inspired. It made me think of Vega because I heard y'all talking about, well, Johnny, you think that eventually it's going to happen and shit like this. You talking about the Tio and the Devin. And I see you on the same vein with the Vega and the Big Bay. Eventually it's going to happen. The money is going to get ponied up and we're going to get the fight. And then look at me, Johnny. In my head, I'm like, this motherfucker Vega talking about, oh, I don't know if I'm going to fight Big Bay. I don't know if I'm ever going to have. And then he fights a common opponent with the nigga that's only going to make me want to fight more, Johnny. What is he doing, Johnny?
So you heard a little bit of Diva-ish in Vega's voice too?
Yeah, I heard it.
I want that fight now.
Yeah, man, I heard it, man. He trying to build the fight, man. I hear him, man. Of all the fighters that we could have picked, you see who he picked, man. But he don't want to fight Big Bay. I'm on to you, Vega, man. I'm on to you.
It was offered.
it was offered. Right.
Talk to the promoter, bro. We all know who that guy is.
Of course, I gotta wonder though, Vega. What they say, is this a little bit of strategery going around? Is this what strategery? Is this what they call it, strategic maneuvering? Is this what we doing, Vega? Is this?
Living, man. That's all we do, bro. You know what I mean? We don't step back.
Yo, Trees, Vega just say you line him up, I knock him down, bro.
Okay, say less, man. Say less. Well, and this is also a thing that had me thinking, because common opponents. Shout out to common opponents. I like what the fuck we doing. You see how Top Rank is trying to basically disparage that motherfucker Shakur. If you peep, we got Nakatilia fighting Abdullah Mason and shit like this. Then we got the Edwin De Los Santos in the ring with Keyshawn. Come on, man. They on bullshit. Top Rank, we on to you. We see what you trying to do, man.
Best matchmakers in the game.
And we're under the impression that Abdullah and Keyshawn is going to wipe both of them motherfuckers out. So when they wipe them out, are we not going to be on here, Johnny? Is we going to be saying Shakur not shit? Is that going to be the new narrative come Monday?
I don't know, bro.
What if this is the play? I haven't heard someone say it. Now, Tio's never shown the energy that he wants the Keyshawn fight. But what if he's waiting to see what Keyshawn does, to see if he gets offered the $11 million to fight Keyshawn that he was supposed to get against Boots? What if that's the play?
I could see that, actually. I'm not upset with that. I do feel like they was building it up when Tio and Keyshawn was on the same card. Remember when Tio told, don't bite the bullet? Remember? And we also know that my man, read the book. Yeah. Do we know my man Tiafimo got that WBO strap at the lower? Well, he got that WBO at the higher weight class. Keyshawn could come up, challenge for that belt. You feel me? We know the WBO is into granting opportunities like that. I'm not opposed to that, Vega. I like that fight, actually. I'm with the shits, man. I like it, man.
Yeah,
I
if
like.
he stops Edwin De Los Santos, no one is going to care that he was off for 2 years. They're going to say Shakur ran for his life and Keyshawn stepped to him and stopped him, put him in the dirt.
For sure. And I also want to throw this out here, Vegas, since I got, we talk this boxing shit. We know we love to match make. What you think about my nigga Abdullah Mason possibly getting a Maxie Hughes fight, man? I seen Maxie Hughes won like the WBC silver or some shit like this. I like that fight for Abdullah Mason, man. After he go in here and knock his shit loose, we go grab that WBC for Maxie Hughes, man. I like that. Put us in position. What you think about that?
Yeah, the thing is, Maxie's experience, I think that's the kind of experience you want Abdullah to get. And he doesn't have power. So you're not worried about him getting knocked down, So I could see them doing that. I think he's probably too good, too physically strong for him, so he should win. But we'll see what they have planned. But yeah, that's hey Treese, you hit a home run or you swing and miss terribly. So that was good.
Shout out to my
Uh,
guy Vega, man. Shout out
Nah,
to the
we
hangout
no,
spot.
we want Abdullah Mason versus Albert Bell.
Oh, whoa,
oh
whoa, whoa, whoa,
Lord.
whoa, whoa. Those are
Whoa,
Midwest Mafia.
whoa.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Those are Midwest Mafia brothers. We can't do that. Those guys are sparring together, by the way. Shout out to my Ohio brethren. You see me? And
Uh-huh.
King David Garcia, wherever you at, I hope you still listen. I hope you ain't fall asleep on that Xbox, my guy. We need to get you in Ohio, man. I know you training with Mickey Bay, man. We need to get you guys in Ohio one of these days. We would love it. I'm pulling up. God damn it. So yeah, man.
Word.
Come on out to the Midwest one of these days, Mr. Garcia. But shout out to the hangout spot. Shout out to the Midwest Mafia. And shout out to my third shift workers. We out here getting it in. Y'all be
Yes,
cool,
sir.
man.
You got it, brother. Trees up in the building. Let's go out to Malcolm. Malcolm, bro. What's
What's
up,
good,
brother?
man? Shout outs to third shift, bro. Fucking tired. What up, Vega?
You're
My
one of
boy
the,
Two
you're one of those
Stacks,
first shifts,
Vega.
right?
That's right. Vega 2 stacks, baby.
Yeah, yeah, man. Third shift life, bro. But I just avoid the fucking bullshit and the heat. My bad for the profanity. I avoid the heat over here. You feel me? I think it's gonna climb to like 100 again. You know what I'm saying? Like
Damn.
it's just nasty, man. Shout outs to AZ. But yo, so Vega, real quick, who's your new opponent now? I didn't catch the Border War show.
It's gonna be Anthony Forbes, who just fought Big Bay.
Oh shit!
We make
So
major we
oh
make major
damn,
moves in Border Wars, baby. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, you gotta take them out quick. That's all you gotta do. Have the better performance. I'm not gonna lie, you might be the I'm gonna have to start calling you the dark horse, man, because the 2K price point is higher than anything ever, bro. That was some crazy shit. So shout out to you, Vega. You know what I'm saying? They talk shit about us Puerto Ricans. You feel me? But it's something about that, that coquille in us. I got niggas asking for 2K.
Before you say anything else, I gotta give you a shout out for that question that you asked Nicholas Flies. Was that
I
your
can't even remember.
question?
Oh shit! I didn't know the interview. Yeah, with the questions, the fucking
salsa-
Spanish
with
songs.
with the Spanish
Yeah.
song, that was actually pretty dope, bro.
Yeah, I gotta see it. Damn, what did he pick? Because those are like classics.
I'll let you go, watch it. Watch it. Yeah.
Okay,
Just
all
watch
right.
it.
Yeah, I gotta check
He
that. I
did ask
appreciate
that
that,
question.
man.
I peeped it real. Like I was like, oh shit. Okay, I get it. I was giving my list, but nah, it was good. That was a good question.
Yeah,
It was very, very.
we listen to some salsa and bachata over here.
I see. I see.
So I heard y'all talking about T.O. again. I kind of said this yesterday. I believe it was yesterday's show.
Mhm.
It's a duck. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how the negotiations are going. Supposedly Bill took down the tweets and
Mhm.
it might happen. The thing is with T.O., bro, like I don't think T.O. wants to fight his adversaries, like I said before. If you want to go up and then you want to say you want to fight Bud or a Boots, there's also the chance that you probably don't want to do it and it's a clout chase. I don't know if you guys caught the Keyshawn Davis interviews. He had one on Andre Ward's show and then he had another one with Najee. And Keyshawn starts talking about his encounter, or like Turkey was on the phone with fucking T.O. like on FaceTime, and Keyshawn was there, and T.O.'s energy was my bad. T.O.'s energy was crazy, and then he just talked about, oh no, I don't want to fight Keyshawn. I want, like, you told me I was gonna get Boots. What about Boots? And Turkey's like, oh yeah, but Keyshawn wants to fight you right now. Why don't you want to fight Keyshawn? And T.O.'s just looking all spooked out. So that's like one little adversary or like somebody who wants to fight him and he acting scary, and then it's for all we know, he doesn't really want to fight Boots and he's just saying shit. Like Tio says a lot of shit, so I don't know. I'm not that optimistic when it comes to him and Devin. And I would rather the fight happen now than anybody saying that it needs to just build up and marinate. Because every time we wait for fights to build up and marinate, somebody either gets injured or they lose. And I don't need that. I just need the best to fight the best currently. And it's been 3 years of ducking. He got to stop with the ducking. If you lose, you lose. And like I said before, whether Devin wins, even if he wins, the black community is still going to hate on him. All that shit about, because, Tone has the thing that he's going to save, you know what I'm saying, the black community and like justice, I guess, for just whooping Tio's ass. They still gonna hate on him, bro. Devin is like top 5 hated for like no damn reason. And I'm telling you, I'm calling it right now. But besides that, let me see, there was something else that you guys were talking about. Yeah, that Abdullah Mason shit with Maxi. I like that fight. To be honest, it's a more doable fight than when he was supposed to be fighting Cabrera. I think that's how you say his name. Cabrera, yeah. So because he's a very awkward
Giovanni
guy.
Cabrera. I forgot about that fight. Yeah, they should have ran that back.
That's true.
Yeah,
right?
I don't know, but I don't know why he pulled out. And he should be a southpaw if I'm right.
Yep.
So it's an awkward southpaw. I don't really like his defense. I think his defense is a little too leaky. But it would have.
That's his defense.
Yeah. Dika, he beat Pitbull, man. He was blocking everything with his fucking face for sure. But yeah, I feel like he would have just maybe showed more flaws in Abdullah's game because that Abdullah from the previous caller, his defense was a little leaky. But after his that fight from when he lost to he got knocked down by that dude with the shag, he came out with a high guard. So that automatically shows me like, oh, okay, you know how to adjust. Like you're looking for the hooks now and the upper body shots. Like you're already prepared for that. You feel me? So Maxi Hughes is a good fight. It's very winnable, like you said. No power. I really wanted the Cabrera fight, but it is what it is with that, And I had like one last point, man. It had to do with the Keyshawn interview, and I can't fucking remember.
Spit it out.
Yeah, I can't, bro. It was mad shit. Oh,
which one? The Andre Ward one or the Najee?
Nah, I think it was the Najee one, and I think it had to do with his mental health.
I haven't seen the whole Najee one yet.
Yeah, it's crazy, man, because he just opens up and he starts talking about the men. Oh, so the whole thing with the De Los Santos thing, I don't like the fight. I didn't want it because of the layoff and the injury and, you coming off a loss. So he was supposed to fight somebody else. He said that they were Mexican and they outpriced themselves asking for $8 million. So he didn't want to drop the name, and then Najee's like, I think I know who it is. And I'm thinking like, yo, it has to be Pitbull Cruz at 140. Because the only other Mexican that's like at 135 is Cepeda, and they're talking about they're going to call him out after this fight. And I'm doubting it's Cepeda because he's mixing it up with Shakur. So if y'all have any idea who it could be from like 135 to 140 that's Mexican, I'm thinking Pitbull Cruz because this sounds like him. But yeah, awesome. I'm trying to really figure that out. But that's crazy.
With Pitbull, we never heard him say no because of money. We always hear him saying no because of style. That's Shakur, right? He said no to Shakur because it'd be what he said, like a dog chasing a cat or something.
Yeah, he needs somebody that's going to be stationary. And Keyshawn's not too stationary. He's kind of like a boxer brawler, but he's going to come forward and press the action, and he's going to counter. It's kind of similar to Bud. They kind of got like those similar traits. But he's saying it's somebody Mexican asking for $8 million. So I have no idea. And it's the only name that I could come up with. And this motherfucker don't want to say shit, man. He's pissing me off. Yeah, so I got to.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, but last point, I don't mean to hold y'all up. When we talking about the list, because I didn't see your full list, I would probably put up, but you see, no, Moses Otama, he's from the UK, man.
No, I said that earlier, but it doesn't count. Yeah. Can you see the screen?
Yeah, I can see the screen. Let me see your list. Let me see what that list is like.
Come on, man. Just say Xander, bro.
Oh no, I fuck with Xander. But you know what's funny? You see, this is the bullshit with the politics, man. Cause I thought this was Johnny's list. They need to put my son Blast Val Saint in there, bro. My boy is next up, man. I keep saying it. I've been saying this shit for the longest.
He has been
gonna
saying
be the future. Yeah, I've definitely been saying that shit, bro. I fuck without saying that's my favorite prospect. It's him and Emiliano. Them two are like my favorite prospects. But definitely Abdullah's up there. Carmel, we could say the Zayas. Uh Tito Mercado, you see, I like them, but I want to see him against like a back foot fighter. I want to see him fight Jermaine Ortiz because he was saying, let's do this fight. Ness, if you listening, we know you ain't text no Jermaine Ortiz to fight Tito Mercado. We know you protecting your guy. You know, I want that fight, but I don't like his attitude at times. And he clout chases. All he do is call out motherfuckers from 135. But he's good though. I can't really complain about his game. You know, I just got to see him fight against again a little more slick opponent, I guess. But yeah, that's really it, man. Shout outs to both of y'all. You know, the Florida spot. I see y'all out here. My boy 2K and my boy Johnny, man. I holla at y'all. I keep tuning in.
Yeah,
Appreciate you,
man.
Malcolm.
Shout out to you. I go to Winter Haven. Johnny takes off, bro. Shit crazy.
You came at the wrong time, bro. Like I was headed up to and it was funny because were you already there when I was driving
I was eating at some shithole diner.
in Winter Haven?
Yeah, I don't
Oh,
know
I
the
could have put you.
names.
I could have recommended somewhere really, really good for you to eat in Winter Haven, bro.
Nah, we wanted somewhere cheap. My girl wanted. They had like these 24-ounce $7 margaritas.
Nah, this
So
place. What do you think? What do you think? I'm bougie. I go to these high end, bro. We got to keep it affordable, bro. We got to keep it affordable. That's why I'd be like, yo, send me super chats. I need. We got to keep this affordable, bro. Shout out to Treese, man. Shout out to Treese with the $10 cash app, man.
so wait, Johnny, did you
Appreciate you.
say? I don't remember you saying who you think is gonna be the best on that list.
Did I not?
Or what was the question was who's gonna be the
Which of these future American the future of American boxing would have the best potential to
there
be
you go. Yeah.
the next star?
Mm,
I didn't, right? I shied away from
mm-mm.
that. All right, let me put it up one more time. This is crazy because I like all these guys. But what have I been saying? I've said it 4 times, right? If you're putting my back against the wall, you're putting a gun to my head. I'm gonna say I know what you think I'm gonna say.
Nah, I don't think you're gonna say Xander.
I want to say Xander, but nah. Abdullah. I mean, that to me. I was trying to stay away from that because to me that's the easiest because everybody's so high on him. But I just love Abdullah Mason, man.
Right.
I just, I mean, I just love everything about him, especially the fact that he got knocked down a couple of times. Remember that whole fight, and we actually were doing a live fight chat for that on the Boxing Voice, and the way he responded, man, to adversity. I love it. I love everything about him. I love his demeanor. I love his skill level. I think he's only going to get better and better. But just like anything else, that Cabrera fight, I forgot about that. I would like to see that fight. When it was first announced, I was excited about it, and I was bummed out, because of that it was taken off the table. But I like all these guys, man. I love Emiliano. I'm high on him, but again, let's keep it real. The competition level. I mean, he's knocking out dudes that are basically put there in front of him to knock out. But I like everything about him, the star appeal, Camille Moulton. I don't know. I'm not as high as, on him, and maybe it has to do with the whole not making the weight and, like you said, fluctuating. He's young,
Mm-hmm.
and I wasn't feeling that. Maybe that kind of deterred me away from him. I do love Tito Mercado, and I love his confidence. I love Shushu, but even I have had doubts if Shushu can step up to a guy like Inoue. I'm not sure. I know
Espinosa.
Top Rank wants to make that fight. Even if Inoue moves up in weight, they want to make that fight. I don't know. But I love everything about Shushu as well. I love the whole list, bro. I'm a big Xander guy. Shout out to Xander. But I'm gonna have to keep it real when it comes to full potential and who I believe out of that list can be a star. A champion, maybe in multiple divisions. It might be Abdullah, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just me, man. Let me know if I'm on crack or you guys don't agree, or
Now go home and smoke some more crack.
if you want to tell me to go home and smoke some more crack, it's all good here, bro. We all family here in the hangout spot. All we have are our opinions, bro. We share our opinions and we keep it moving. We got Mo Brains, my brother. What's going on, bro, with the $2 super chat?
Straight cash, homie.
Vargas and Mason got the most commercial potential. Again, that's all a part of it, though. It's star appeal, right?
But what commercial value
I guess the way they
Mason
market
really
themselves, that's
have?
the way I'm taking it. The way they have the potential to market themselves. Again, they're young. I look at the whole star appeal thing. Always brings me back to Oscar De La Hoya. Motherfucker could fight. He was good looking. You know what I mean? Like, he had it all, right? People tuned in because they wanted to see Oscar fight, but also the females tuned in because he was good looking. They speak well. They just, I don't know. That's just Emiliano Vargas. He can be that guy, but I gotta see a big step up in competition.
No, Emilio definitely has the commercial. Like I said, he speaks English and Spanish very well. He like I said, the way he dresses carries himself the
Right.
confidence.
That's what
But
I'm
I
trying to
mean,
tell you. That means a lot.
Zayas isn't so much into that type of like urban culture, but he's mentioned in rap songs. I always say Puerto Rico's starving for a superstar, and he has actual skills. I think
I
where
love
Xander
everything
falls
about
short
Xander.
is he's never gonna get these knockouts. That's just not gonna be him.
But that, I'm glad you brought that up because I've debated people on other channels or on this. Why is that bad?
It's not, but
It's
that's what
not
people
right.
want.
But people
How
dog him
how do
because
you
he's
how do
Puerto
you get your
Rican.
cousin? How do you get your cousin to want to watch a boxing match? They want to see stoppages.
Right. And because he doesn't fit the typical Puerto Rican left hook, that's knocking dudes out like Trinidad did, and the Cotto left hook. But what if he becomes the Puerto Rican version of Floyd Mayweather? Again, I'm not
He's
saying
too
that,
nice.
but you know what I'm trying to say, right? What's wrong with that? I don't know. That's just me. It looks like he's going to be more of a pure boxer than anything else, and I just believe because he's Puerto Rican, people have a problem with that because he doesn't fit that typical left hook, knocking people out, Puerto Rican type of fighter. Stylistically, what I mean.
Man, I mean, listen, the boy can box. I think it's proven. That's
He can
why
box.
I think he has an opportunity to beat anybody at 154. It's just when we talk about being a superstar, you got to put people down. And like I said, you gave Mayweather. Mayweather was hated and loved. You know what I mean? He put people against each other. Zion is just such a nice young man. He carries himself like, that's someone you want your child to idolize,
Dude,
someone
it's
that
like if
is
you
a,
have
a
a
true
daughter, you will
professional.
wish he marries this guy. I mean, I've been around him. I've spoken to him. I mean, he knows what I mean. Just a nice guy that's willing to stop and take pictures with little kids. Like, it's just he gets it. He gets it. The only thing he needs is to become a champion.
Gotta be mean, bro. I'm sorry. You had to be mean inside or outside the ring. You're gonna have to
Right.
pick one because
Big
that's
L.
it's fighting the people. When you're in a fight, there has to be some form of high level aggression, either with your mouth, pause as the kids say, or with your fist.
I agree, man. But I'm excited to see this title fight, man. I'm gonna try to hook up with him before that fight, and I'm excited. I'm really really excited to see if he can beat this guy. I don't think it's gonna be an easy task, but if Xander is that kid, then this should be a fight that he should be able to win.
You do another show this week, Johnny?
Yeah, I'm going back on tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll open up the phone lines and talk about all the fights that we didn't talk about happening on Saturday. There's a shitload of fights going on this weekend, bro. It's crazy.
Friday too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I want to open up the lines and get everybody to talk about what they think, what fights they're looking forward to, who they're picking to win. Obviously, I guess a lot of people are going to call in about Keyshawn and De Los Santos. So, yeah, we'll do a call-in show tomorrow. We're about to wrap this one up. Yeah, I agree, Alberto, man. Baker did his thing, bro. Good co-host, man.
Yo, you said I'm not doing another 3-hour show today.
Yeah, I know, because I did another 3.5 hour show. That's why.
No, it's
But I'm
always a
having a good
pleasure.
time, bro. I'm having a great. No, he said. Alberto said Vega is a good co-host, man.
Appreciate you.
And I would have to say I agree with that, bro. Vega's my guy. Appreciate you jumping on, man. Yeah, we did another 3.5 hours, but it was good. It was good conversation. If you guys tuned in late, we did a nice interview with former lightweight champion Mickey Bey, who's actually going to be fighting the main event this Saturday, June 7th. Swift Promotions putting together a card in Newton, Pennsylvania that's going to be streamed on millions.com, I believe. And my guy, and I saw that comment that you said he's not my little bro. He could be my grandson. You're probably right, but we're not doing that. We ain't doing that, bro. I saw that. I was like, this dude, bro, he's right, but I ain't pulling that one up. Nah, I consider him like little bro, man. Great kid. David King Garcia was in the building. He's 3-0 with 2 knockouts. He's going to be fighting as well. Again, he fights under the Swift Promotion banner. So we're excited about that. We talked to his dad a little bit as well. I mean, these guys are like family here at the Hangout Spot, just like all of you guys are like family. Then we opened up the phone line. So tomorrow, same bat time, same bat channel, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Make sure y'all check in. We're going to be taking calls, talking about predictions and your thoughts on this weekend's large array of fights. So make sure y'all tune in. Vega, appreciate you jumping on, bro. Hopefully you'll be tuned in tomorrow, chiming in. And I appreciate everybody in the chat. More importantly, all the donations and super chats and cash apps. I appreciate you, man. Every penny counts. I'm putting in that work. I love doing that. You guys are family. Like, share, subscribe, and more importantly, tune in tomorrow. But as always, I'm Johnny from the Hangout Spot. This is Alex Vega. We are signing out, and I'll talk to everybody tomorrow, bro. Peace, Vega.
Yes, sir. Good night.
Peace.